Okay. What if this is working? Ah, it's working. See, the box is too opaque for my liking. Hold on.
My man.
What if I do it like that? No. What if I duplicate it? No, that looks awful.
My man.
We'll keep the box look. Oh. There is more. There are more options.
My man.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Black. Black.
My man. My man.
Annoying.
My man.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to fix it. I can't make the text box any darker. But, oh, I have one idea. What if I duplicate it? Copy. That kind of worked. What if I do it again? Yeah. Smart. I'm a smart guy. I'm a smart fella. I'm not a fart smeller. Maybe I should put it above me. You think I should put it above me? Should I put it above me? I think that looks better. I can't decide. I think it's better above me. Gives more space to this zone, you know? I think it's better above me. All right, hold on. Yeah. And yeah. And then you. I think that's better. I think that's better. I mean, now it's like cut off weird, but I can work with it. I think that's better. Oh, I can't decide though. Smaller might be good. Maybe. I don't know. Stop asking permission. Do what I say. I don't know why it comes in so opaque, you know? Smaller does look better. You think that's perfect? We can fuck around with it. We can mess around with it. It's not set in stone, you know? It's not set in stone. I think this looks good. I think that looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. It's just for my convenience, you know, whenever I'm... Yeah, it's going to be a YouTube video. This is usually because it's going to be a YouTube video, you know? You know, people don't put this here unless they're gonna try to double the content. You know? So. You know what I mean? Anyway, I wasn't officially live yet, so I didn't say thank you for all those subs. So I'm gonna thank the subs, but you gotta give me a second. I gotta tweet that we're live. Gotta tweet that we're live.
My man.
Yeah. I need an arrow. I need pointing downward hand. Yeah. Yeah. And let me put the damn link to the damn Twitch. Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway. Hello, everybody. First, let's read, before we get to the order of business, let me say thank you to these subscribers. Nafia, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've done this.
My man.
Thank you, Brovrov. Thank you, Lucas, greatest soldier. Thank you. Or not Emily, thank you. Nikhil 18. Oh wait, hold on. Is Aquaman actually playing? Because I turned him down last time. Oh no, it looks like we're all good. Could you guys hear Aquaman? Is Aquaman audible to you all? Yeah, okay. There's less of a delay on this than there is for my actual chat. That's what's funny. Anyway. I'll fuck with this a little bit later. You know, for the Resident Evil stream, I'll change the format and everything a little bit, but for now, this is what we're working with. Anyway, thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Roxy Road. Thank you, Dial H. Thank you, Gwen Jammin. Thank you, Magneto is right. That's right, he is. Thank you, Beautiful Jeff. Thank you, Beautiful Jeff. Oh, yeah, there's 2 in here. I have 2 in here. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't think you actually resubbed twice in a row, but hey. And thank you, Metastrophe. There's another one from Beautiful Jeff. What's going on here? There's 3 from Beautiful Jeff. Awesome. Okay, so give me 1 second. 2 seconds, I'll be right back. And then we'll start. Okay. You guys see my awesome shirt? This is my favorite shirt. For anybody who says I'm not a prequel fan, look how badass this shirt is. Isn't this fucking sick? Anakin looking hard as hell. Look at this hard ass 9-year-old. Locked the fuck in. You've never been that locked in before. I have a bag of chips too.
My man.
Don't judge me. Anyway, thank you, Maxerson. So, you guys are here for one thing and one thing only, right? And it is to watch me review my own reviews, right? We have my old videos here. We are going to go through them like we did before, many years ago. Thank you, Betray. Thank you, Peach Jane. Thank you, Beautiful Jeff. How many Beautiful Jeffs am I seeing? I'm seeing a lot of Beautiful Jeffs. Maybe there's like 17 of you. Let me resize this window and move this window over. Okay, so we were just live not too long ago. We are fresh off another stream, what, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. I always say I want to do more streams. I want to make more picture shows. I want to do yada yada. But it's all about what I choose to do. It's all about what we actually get done, right? Yeah, say hi to YouTube. They can actually see you guys now. But I do this little retrospective of my own content, not because I'm self-centered, but because I think it's important for internet opinion havers to understand the fact that they are not immune to changing their minds. You know what I mean? I think that I don't know of any other people in my field of work who are okay with being like, yeah, I changed my mind. I don't like that anymore, or I'd like it more than I used to. You know? I don't know of anybody who really does that so much. You know what I mean? I've changed my mind a lot. I'm not afraid of that. I've had some fools say that that makes me inconsistent or it makes me a bad critic. I don't think if you put a number score on something, that should not be how you leave it forever. You know? I think that's stupid. I think that's dumb as hell. Comments on the Harry Potter videos are transphobic as hell. I haven't checked. What am I going to read the comments? I attacked J.K. Rowling more than anything in those videos, didn't I? Maybe that's why the engagement is so high on those ones. You know, people are arguing. The swamp people are arguing in the comments. Anyway, so we are here to go over my old scores and try to see if I feel the same that I felt when I talked about those things, right? In the last time we did this was 4 years ago. That's kind of nutty. That's a long time ago. I didn't realize it was 4 years ago until somebody was like, "Hey, we should do that again because that was a long time ago." And I was like, "Was it?" I guess it was.
My man.
That was a long time ago. You can even see this is the old video. I'm in the same spot. I look exactly the same 4 years ago as I do now. I don't look any different. What the hell? I don't look any different. What's that about? The thing is, yeah, you could do a spreadsheet to keep track of my reviews, but they change. You have to do a graph, you know? You'd have to do like a very complicated graph. But like I said last time that our cutoff was Batman v Superman, and that from Harry Potter onward, we would re-explore things. Now, I should say, there's probably some things in here, deep in here, that I've changed my mind on. There's definitely some things. Oh, we're getting really into the weeds now. I gotta delete some videos. I don't feel so strongly about some of these. I did a Battlefront video. I don't remember doing this, you know? I don't even remember making half of these. I didn't start adding scores to things. I didn't have quickies. When did I really start adding scores to stuff? Did I ask this last time we did this? I'm definitely gonna unlist or delete some videos at some point. Because I don't like them as much anymore, you know? It's my catalog. I get to choose what I do with it. It's my scrapbook. I get to pick what goes inside. But for now, enjoy it while it lasts. Download all the ones you don't want me to delete. Neo Yokio Christmas special. Like, I'm not going to talk about that. I don't remember watching that. No, some of these are so fucking old, dude. I don't see nothing's jumping out at me as something I really have to correct. This is always really funny to me. Toy Story 4. Why did I review Toy Story 4? I was reviewing just anything. Like Halloween and Toy Story 4 are the ones where I'm like, I really would just, if I saw it, I reviewed it, you know? If I saw it, I fucking told you how I felt about it. I think that's really funny. That is really funny. Most of the MCU stuff I'm probably not going to touch because I will inevitably do, probably next year, I'll do a winter review for the not the Infinity Saga, whatever, the Multiverse Saga, right? I feel like that's an easy one to do. Stranger Things, I don't feel, whatever I gave it, like, this season was, oh wait, no, this is season 2. Oh wow, this is way older than I thought. Jeez. Oh, okay, I already know one thing I'll rectify. I know one score I'll rectify for sure. I'm curious what I gave each Star Wars movie. I'll check this now, actually. Ow! I'm curious what I gave each Star Wars movie. Let's see. Where the fuck is... I didn't, like, categorize these. I didn't put the chapters or whatever. That wasn't really a thing back then. That's one thing I could go back and do. Did I give this a score? Did I give it a damn score? What the hell? 10 out of 10? Yeah, that's not changing. That's one of my favorite movies ever, man. Not changing that one. 4 and 5 are both 10s? Okay. Then let's go on and see what this one's at. Sure, not give it a good score. 6 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah. This is the one of the original trilogy. I just never rewatch it. I just don't. I don't feel anything about Return of the Jedi. I really don't. So it's a weak finale. I'm gonna say 6. Actually, hold on. I will say, from a technical aspect, visually, like, the effects are kind of crazy in this movie. I don't think that I'm really fair about that aspect, but, like, the Jabba's palace stuff is insane. Like, they built a fucking Sarlacc pit. That's nuts. That is nuts. The puppets are crazy. They are crazy. Admiral Akbar is crazy. The visually and effects-wise, kind of insane. So maybe 6.5. Maybe 6.5. I feel like it is a fine conclusion, but like I say with a lot of things, when the other entries are masterpieces, you kind of have to be a masterpiece. You know what I mean? That's just, I kind of, you know, I can't take that back. You know what I mean? I can't take that back. That's how I feel. Let me check real quick the chat. Thank you, Betray. Thank you, Peach Jane. Thank you, Pedro Grandioso. Thank you, I'm probably Jaden. Thank you, Burblia. Thank you, Lovely Tamiria. Think that's everybody. Okay. Anyway, I'll bump it up 0.5. But Return of the Jedi is not my favorite. Never has been. Ow!
Oh, man.
My audio mixing wasn't the best back then. You gotta forgive me a little bit, right?
Low energy, and it really doesn't allow you to engage sense. For instance, why would you problem train dial?
Man, I really yapped about this one, didn't I?
In the grand scheme, and the worst, compare this to Attack of the Clones, where structurally it feels like more of a real.
What the fuck? Is this too... Man, why? I wish I had chapters on these things, huh? 3, huh? 3 for Phantom Menace. 3 for Phantom Menace. Yeah, that's fair, I think. I think that's fair. All 3 of those points are the final battle. I think that's... I can't really see... Like, well, it's a 3, or a 3.5, or a 2, or a 2.5. What's the matter? It doesn't matter. 3 is pretty good. 3 is pretty good. Now, I did say, I think I remember saying that episode 2 of the episode, that Phantom Menace is better. I think I take that back.
Hold on, man. I need troops of soldiers. Maybe this is the last one.
We're the 3 out of 10. No, this is probably a 2. It's probably a 2. And it's not a 1 because it's funny. I did say Attack of the Clones is better. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Looking back, I think Attack of the Clones... Phantom Menace is really boring. Phantom Menace is insanely boring. Absurdly uninteresting until like those rare moments of like brain activity spark up, you know, where like Jar Jar says, "We are going home." You're like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" You wake up from your coma. I rewatched Phantom Menace recently, as I've rewatched all the Star Wars movies except for one. I rewatch all of them, some of them more than others, except for one. One very particular movie that we'll get to. And I just watched Phantom Menace, and the pod racing seems pretty good. It's pretty good. Everybody says, oh, the final battle is only a good part. The pod racing scene's also pretty good. I didn't care about it when I was a kid because racing stuff didn't like, it just made my eyes glazed over. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't grow up with Mario Kart, so I didn't care. You know what I mean? So, you know. But episode 2 is just unacceptable. There's nothing good about this movie other than the fact that it's funny. It's really, really funny. It's really funny. But it's on the list of ones that I'm very unlikely to rewatch. So it's a 2. It's not a 1 because it's funny. That's all you get from me. Now, Revenge of the Sith, a 5. I think I'll sit on a 5 for Revenge of the Sith. My heart says a 4, honestly. I don't forgive Revenge of the Sith. When I was a kid, I liked it, but I think people who grew up with it worship this movie a little too hard. Revenge of the Sith is over defended. If there's ever been a movie that's over defended, it's Revenge of the Sith. I gave it a 4 in the last re-review. I'd keep it there. It is badly edited. People are like, oh, well, so what if the acting and writing is bad? It has the best music, and it's an epic, dark conclusion. It's not. The music is good. Anakin's Dark Deeds is the best song in the prequels, period. Other than Duel of the Fates, right? I think if we're going strictly and explicitly just on the quality of the songs, Phantom Menace Moggs, Revenge of the Sith. Phantom Menace has the best prequel soundtrack. It doesn't match. The soundtrack in that movie is going insane the whole time for the most boring movie ever, right? But I think other than like 3 songs in Revenge of the Sith, the soundtrack is not that crazy. Battle of the Heroes is not better than Duel of Fates. Not even by a lot. Even when I was a kid, you could not trick me into thinking that. Battle of the Heroes is not as good. Anakin's Dark Deeds is a beautiful song. That's a good song. And it's one of the only introspective and like beautiful moments of the movie, honestly. Duel of the Fates is literally a world-changing, a cinema-changing song. The final battle here, the soundtrack is just trying to be Duel of the Fates again without being Duel of the Fates. Whereas I think if they just played Duel of the Fates again, like if John Williams was like, I'm just going to remix it. I'm going to flip it up a little bit, but I'm just doing Duel of the Fates again. No one would have complained because it's that fucking good. And you can't say I'm wrong. So, the soundtrack doesn't save it. When they say it's the darkest one, like, oh, okay. It is the darkest baby movie. You're right. What does that have to do with the quality of the film? Nothing. Visually, people are like, oh, well, the visuals haven't held up. I think that's crazy. Again, I think people argue about this movie wrong. You know what I mean? I think they argue about it with the wrong points. And that bothers me.
My man.
The movie's not very good. It's cool if you're 12. It's really cool if you're 12. I think this, as close as objectively as I can say, I think this is the best. Like, if you're 12 and you just want a cool, fun action movie, this is exactly that. I can't say that about the other two. This Phantom Menace is like, I don't know who the Phantom Menace is for other than George Lucas. You know what I mean? It is so fucking boring until this and then the final battle. I don't know. This is like the worst movie for 12-year-olds and human beings in general. This movie's hilarious, and it's trying to be for little babies, but then it's like also really awkward and confusing and inappropriate. And it has a horrible, horrible script. This one is trying. This one does feel like it's actually trying to be a focused, complete story. I just don't think it does it very well. I posted a tweet. I was doing some Star Wars hating on the timeline lately because I'm a Star Wars fan again. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. You know, we're in this year, I'm going back to being a Star Wars guy. I'm probably going to make another Star Wars video or two this year, okay? It's just I'm feeling myself and I'm liking it. And I've been arguing about Star Wars on Twitter again because it makes me feel alive and I like it. It makes me happy. Okay? Because I'm sick. I'm a sicko. But I don't remember where I was going with this. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, no, I was arguing and someone was like, I said, I think that this movie is worse than Return of the Jedi by all metrics. And people were arguing with me. They're like, how could that be? Because people are like, the public opinion is that Return of the Jedi is trending downward because that trilogy is kind of a mess. And that makes Revenge of the Sith look really good. That makes Revenge of the Sith look so much more acceptable, right? Prequel fans are so lucky that there's another bad Star Wars movie. Like, undeniably bad. I'm talking about Rise of Skywalker. You know what I mean? I think that they're really lucky that movie exists because it validates a lot of things they've been saying for a while. But for me, this stuff, General Grievous, is the stupidest, most unnecessary subplot. This is George Lucas trying to sell me toys. That's all it is. And I hate being sold. I hate when they're trying to sell me toys. One thing I hate about the new Spider-Man movies that I've never brought up before, I'll probably bring it up when I go review all the Infinity Saga or Multiverse Saga movies. I hate that every one of the new Spider-Man movies has a scene where Peter gets a new costume and like poses in front of the camera to sell me a toy. That's the only reason he gets a new costume every movie, sometimes 2 or 3 costumes in a movie, because they want to sell me a toy. It pulls me out of the experience so hard. You know what I mean? And Star Wars is full of it. And the better Star Wars movies are good at hiding it. But Revenge of the Sith is not good at hiding it. Revenge of the Sith always feels like it's trying to sell me merchandise. It is aggressively trying to get me to look at the cool new Star Wars character and buy a toy of them. And it annoys me. And that is the entire General Grievous subplot. General Grievous, if you're ignoring the cartoons and the fucking books and whatever, General Grievous comes out of nowhere as a weird Russian robot cyborg with 4 lightsabers because that's the coolest. He comes out of absolutely nowhere and he just exists so that Obi-Wan doesn't see this happening. So that Obi-Wan doesn't walk into the room and notice what's going on. He exists to give Obi-Wan some nonsense to do. And I don't think he is a good character at all. I think he is the stupidest thing in the movie. And anybody who defends General Grievous is perpetually 12 years old in their brain. You can think he looks cool. He does look really cool. You can think that he's cool in the cartoon. He's cool in the cartoon. But in this movie, he's fucking stupid. And if you disagree, you're perpetually 12 years old in your brain. And there's a part of you that will always be 12. And that's okay. I have that part too. I just don't use it on Star Wars all the time. You know what I mean? Anyway, I talked about Star Wars a little too much, but let's go and talk about more Star Wars. Let's talk about more Star Wars. We got 3 more. Because I've always defended the sequel trilogy until it ended. Now, this video is tough because this is just when Rise of Skywalker came out. And I think everybody can agree that Rise of Skywalker's score goes down for everybody over time, right? Rise of Skywalker goes down pretty aggressively as time goes on. I think most of you guys can agree that you like it less and less and less, right? I can't find, where the fuck is Rise of Skywalker? Or not Rise of Skywalker. Oh, this is Rogue One. Oh, this is going down. Hold on. First of all, Rogue One's going down. Rogue One's going down. What did I correct this to? Did I correct this at all? Did I correct this last time? I didn't? Okay. I need like the cosmonaut lore masters to remind me. I did correct it. People saying I didn't. Most people saying I didn't. Okay. The lore masters say I didn't. This is only because Andor is so good, but if you go back and watch Rogue One after you watch Andor, this movie is way worse now. Andor is so good, and it makes this way worse. It's probably a 5. It's probably a 5. Rogue One's way more boring. It's way more kind of like awkward. The little scenes of the fucking like trying to remind you of Star Wars stuff with like the guy that's like, hey, my friend doesn't like you, I don't like you either. That guy showing up again. This stuff is cool with Ip Man. That's the cool stuff. But no, this movie's way worse now. The music is like bad. It's kind of a weird thing. Rogue One has bad music. It's like Chat GPT John Williams. Whereas like Andor had appropriate music for the tone, the music here is like heroic and bombastic, like marching band John Williams music, right? But for some reason it doesn't fit that tone. This is a horrifying movie. You have like tentacle monsters like sucking the brains out of people and Darth Vader like murdering folks, and it's got like this really bad like triumphant score that doesn't match it. I didn't really, maybe I brought this up before, I don't remember, but I noticed it much more when I tried to rewatch it the last couple weeks. So, or like last month probably. Weird movie. Really weird, confused movie. Let's move on. Is this it? Last Jedi? What about Force Awakens? Where's Force Awakens? Did I talk about the goddamn Force Awakens? Where the hell is it? Why am I talking about Mad Max? What did I talk about where's the damn score for this movie? 8? 7. Probably 7. I still hold the opinion Force Awakens is fine. Force Awakens is just not fair that it got dealt the hand it got dealt, you know? I think as its own movie, it's still a fun movie. It's still, like, yeah, you can complain that it's nostalgia slop, not to the extent that Rogue One is. Rogue One is, that's the whole movie. Here, this is trying to do other things. I think Finn carries it more than anything. Finn is so lovable in this movie. He is such a fun protagonist to follow. So is Rey. Rey is a very lovable character. I understand why they went with her, you know? Their dynamic is great. Han gets an acceptable amount of screen time without them over focusing on him. I think that it is a fine movie. It fits the world of Star Wars. It is okay. On its own, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But in a trilogy, it just looks worse. you know? You have to try to tell yourself, okay, this mystery box shit, it's not going to go anywhere, or it's not going to go in a place I'd like. Also, Kylo Ren? Are you kidding me? Kylo Ren is one of the coolest Star Wars characters. You can't argue that. Nobody can argue that. Even if you don't like the sequels, you can't deny Kylo Ren is a cool character. The concept of a dark side Force user who is struggling to not be a good guy, that's unique for Star Wars. You can't say that this movie is just not doing anything unique. It doesn't have its own identity. I don't think that's true. You have this very unique villain for the movies. And he has aura. Can't deny that he has aura. Yep. Now, they get worse. These concepts get worse as we move on. Now, I think Rise of Skywalker has visual sauce. Sometimes. Enough visual sauce. Canto Bite is stupid as fuck. It's dumb. And they shouldn't have killed Captain Phasma. And I forgot he's even in the goddamn movie. I forgot this motherfucker's in this movie. I am shocked that I don't remember that he's here. Why the fuck is he in this? But it's one of those things where they took a swing. There were some misses, but the things that hit very well for me. Mostly the Luke Skywalker stuff I think it's handled perfectly. You're never gonna get me to say otherwise. You're never gonna get me to say that Luke didn't have a good send-off. The last 45 minutes of this movie's rules, I agree. From like Snoke dying onward, this is like, it's kind of peak. If I like surgically remove Rose kissing Finn in that last like hour-ish, then it's like actually unbeatable, right? They are potential man films. That's a good way to put it, actually. That's a good way to put it. It is one of the better directed Star Wars. I can't say best. It's one of the better directed Star Wars movies. I think Empire mogs it a little bit in that regard. Finn was very wasted. Most of the characters were wasted. In some ways, like with Snoke, that was on purpose. And in some ways, I think it was a swing and a miss. The climax, like that whole last act from Snoke dying onward is crazy good. Everything up to that point is turbo ass though. So like half the movie's kind of bad and then half the movie's pretty good. So that's why this movie's been argued about for so long. I think people who overhate it are cringe and they've made it their whole identity and they can't turn back now. And people who overlove it, I can see where they're coming from, but I can never feel that way. You know? I can never agree with that. It's not worth loving unapologetically. It is in a lot of ways very similar to the prequels. And that is why people argue about it so much, because people have been arguing about the prequels for a long time, right? People have been arguing about the prequels since I was a little kid. And this is exactly the same as a prequel. It has some really dumb, stupid shit, and it has some really cool shit. It's just you don't like the cool shit because you're not 12. You know? You don't like the cool shit because your brain is trained not to. When people complain about the fight scene here, and they're like, oh, Rey like kicked at a guy, and there's dudes in the background waiting their turn. I gotta show you some of the shots in the fight scene from Phantom Menace, because they could have killed Darth Maul. There's a lot of shots where Darth Maul is engaged in a little exchange with Obi-Wan, and then Qui-Gon's back here. He's waiting his turn. Every fight scene does it, okay? Every fucking fight scene does it. To nitpick this one and say that the Phantom Menace fight scene is perfect, you are dumb as fuck. You are stupid as shit. I'm sorry. They're the same. It's the same thing. I can't deal with that. Okay? The choreography's not It's not perfect for my brain. You're not supposed to notice that. When you watch this for the first time, you were not looking at fucking Red Trooper Man number 43 in the background. You weren't. You started doing that when you needed to justify not liking it. Every fight scene has this. You can't watch John Wick like that. You'll get shot. Every fucking action movie has it. Some of the greatest action movies have the same nonsense because none of these fight scenes are realistic. The people wouldn't be fighting like this with swords, but they also would be in space. Anyway, we wasted a lot of time here. Let's move on a little bit. I haven't gotten a chance to rewatch Solo. I want to. I do think it's funny that in post I had to lighten. I had to increase the brightness a little bit. 8? Yeah, I'll sit on an 8. That's fine to me. That's fine. I'll meme it up to a 9, like in my heart, but it's an 8. It's an 8. There's nothing wrong. There's really nothing wrong with Solo. It's overhated. If you don't like it because it looks ugly, can't argue with that. It does sometimes look ugly. It does, and Darth Maul shouldn't be in it. But hey, you know what? The Joker shouldn't have been in The Batman. But you guys gave that a 10. So sometimes a good movie's got something really stupid at the end to sell you a toy. Sometimes something dumb is right there at the end. Also, the soundtrack. This is the best Disney era Star Wars soundtrack. Period. You forgot the Joker was in it. I forgot Darth Maul was in this one until you guys just said so. So you know what? Hey, what are we gonna do? Anyway, I sit on an 8. It's an 8 to me. Oh, I didn't rate Last Jedi 7. Yeah, 7's fine. I'll leave it there. 7 is milquetoast enough. Okay, we'll come back to this one. We'll come back to Rise of Skywalker because it comes a little later. For now, let's scroll up a bit. Let's go back up to the modern era of cosmonaut videos, shall we? Because I already came back to Rise of Skywalker once. Like I said, Rise of Skywalker gets worse the more you go on. The more time passes, Rise of Skywalker gets a lot worse, right? I think that most of you can agree with that. I think most people did not come out of that movie thinking this might be the worst Star Wars movie. Most people didn't. Some people did. Those people are wiser. They're among the upper echelon of free thinkers. Okay, so Batman v Superman. Did I do Batman v Superman? Did I do Batman v Superman? I did The Boys in the Avengers game last. The Boys, and then Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I don't fucking remember. I'm not talking about that. Okay, Batman v Superman I did not talk about it. So, Man of Steel's also in here. Did I give I updated Man of Steel, didn't I? I think I updated Man of Steel very recently, so we're not gonna do that. I did these. I did both of these with the winter video, didn't I? I did. So we skipped that. We skip. Harry Pooper. Harry Pooper. White Marcus. Damn, I'd probably burn the fuck through these movies. I probably just speed ran these. I gave these all numbers. We might be here a while. We might be here. I haven't watched these in so long. Maybe I can't do these ones. I don't watch Harry Potter anymore. I don't watch Harry Potter. I'm over it. She ruined that. She killed it. She killed it. I'm going to give every Harry Potter movie a 6, except for Prisoner of Azkaban, which is a 7. How's that? Do we all agree on that? Again, I separate JK from these. Everybody who's made these movies separates themselves from her. None of these actors and actresses and directors and cinematographers have want to have anything to fucking do with her for career purposes. You know? I think that if you're still out there and you still want to watch Harry Potter, you're fucking do what you want. I don't care. I lost a lot of enthusiasm. I don't care about these movies. They're hard to care about, you know? My videos are probably funny on them, though. You can watch those instead. All right. Now we're really talking. Let's get into the weeds a little bit. That's me. I did a Crunchyroll ad. When the hell did I do Crunchyroll? Whatever. I don't remember that. Mando season 2 got a 9. Now, I actually watched Mando season 2 again very recently. My girlfriend hadn't seen Mandalorian season 1 or 2 or 3. And I rewatched season 1 and 2. I've still never finished season 3. I got to the Jack Black Lizzo episode and I had to tap out. It was too much for me. This might seem crazy. It's not that far off. Season 2, I think, up until CGI Luke Skywalker, is pretty good. CGI Luke Skywalker is to me, right now in my brain, I'm seeing it as Darth Maul at the end of Solo. I'm seeing it as the Joker at the end of the Batman. I'm going to pretend that little part doesn't happen. I think Luke is kind of cool. He gets a cool little fight scene at the end. But I don't want to see his face. It would have been fine if you just had, like, the hood up to, like, right about here. And he says, like, I'm Luke Skywalker. The Force will be with you. Come with me, Baby Yoda. And then I would have been fine with that. I didn't need to see his fucking CGI face, you know? I didn't need him to show up in Boba Fett again. I think that scene doomed us for in a lot of ways. You know? But it's still a pretty good season. I really like the Bill Burr episode where they pull him out of jail and then he has that he's like why the fuck can Bill Burr act better than anybody else in this show? I think that like it still keeps a lot of the atmospheric adventure that Mandalorian should have. I think that it's pretty fun. I don't think that there's much wrong with this one. I don't really care about Bo-Katan. I don't care about the Mulan lady coming back with a cybernetic abdomen. That is a lady who voices Mulan, right? I'm not being racist. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 80% sure she voices Mulan. I forgot Cara Dune is in this. I thought she got kicked out after season 1. So when she showed up again here, I was like, what the hell? That's surprising. God, he looks so weird, bro. He looks so weird. Thank you, Danny Boy, 16 at 10. But 9 isn't that off. I'd probably do 8, though. I'd probably do 8. I think season 1 and season 2 are kind of just more, like, they're just the same. Like, I was surprised to find that a lot of the episodes I thought were in season 1 or season 2, like, they were swapped. Ahsoka wasn't ruined by her god-awful TV show at this point, so thought this episode was kind of cool. Cool little samurai episode out of nowhere. Like, it was still had its own tone. It was still really cool. So, an 8. Wonder Woman. The Wonderful Woman. Wonder Woman 84. I haven't watched this one again, but I think it's got to go down to a 2. Again, it gets 1 point because it's really funny. I think it's a 2. It would be a 1. It is unwatchable. It is horrible. It's a movie that I feel like I have to make a separate video on. It is abysmal. It's on the list. It's definitely on the list of I might need to make a full video on this because it is fascinatingly bad. It is supremely bad. It's hard to conceptualize. It's a movie that is very confusing. It might get its own video one day. So that's a 2 for now. I haven't seen it more than the 1.5 times I saw it. So, let's keep moving. Let's try to go a little faster. Let's go lightning round. I might skip any of the old quickie intro. Interesting. I might skip the MCU. I'm going to skip the MCU because I'm going to do another video on them, you know? I don't want to skip them, though. I don't want to skip them. I'm just going to, like, give a quick update for now. I'll do a quick update if there is one. WandaVision 7. The thing is, I'm going to do a multiverse saga end of the year video when, next year. That's what next year's end of the year video will be. So I'm gonna go over all of them again anyway. But for now, before rewatching most of them, I will give my quick thoughts for Doomsday. Yeah, for Secret Wars actually. Doomsday is this year. Secret Wars is next year, right? So when Secret Wars comes out, I'm doing all of those because I feel like that's appropriate. You know, I can't really rate the whole saga until it's over. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Doomsday is this year. Secret Wars is next year. And Doomsday will get a quickie. Why wouldn't I review it? That's crazy. It's my brand. This year, I don't know yet. I have a few ideas, but I need to see how I feel about some things. I have a few ideas. One idea is a little crazy. I have one idea that's a little insane. I might not have the guts to do it. It's not Godzilla. I can't do Godzilla. I am not reviewing all the Godzilla movies. That is insane. There's 50 fucking movies. I would lose my goddamn mind. It would be the only video I make all year. You guys either get Godzilla and I don't make anything else for the whole year, or I make videos like a normal person and then I make a normal video at the end of the year. It's too many movies. Someone mentioned one that is on the list. Someone mentioned one that's on the list. Only one person so far has said it. There's one thing that I've considered so far. No, there's two considerations. One isn't a movie series. And then one is a movie series that I think would be funny. Anyway, that's all the hints you get. WandaVision for a 7. I think WandaVision's fine. It's one of the more interesting MCU shows. It's like creative. I need to look at some shots. I need to remember how it looks. Conceptually, like it was actually doing some cool stuff. I loved these like format changes a lot. I like the style shifts. The ending being like another CGI like Dragon Ball fight in the sky is really lame. It is really lame. But like I liked that you can't really compare this to most of the other shows. You know? Thought it was really cool. I'll sit on a 7 for now. I don't think I'm gonna change that right now. I'm gonna rewatch it for the video, but 7 feels okay. Snyder Cut. I don't think I reviewed Snyder. I don't think I gave Snyder Cut a score. Wow, I gave this a whole fucking. It's got a whole video. This isn't even a quickie. This is a real ass video. 7.5. Yeah, sure. I rewatched it for the Superman video. Probably a 7. It's really boring. But I like the cool parts. And like, again, I think that for me, this is the kind of movie that answers how I feel. You know what I mean? It is too long. But like, put in the context of like, if I was given the chance to, with no reservations, put out the movie that I was supposed to put out, I wouldn't cut shit. You know that every director out there hates cutting stuff from their movies. They hate having to remove things. So when you're told you don't have to, I can't blame him. That's the only thing I cannot blame Zack Snyder for. He did not want to cut anything. He didn't have to. He was told he didn't have to, so he didn't fucking do it. He broke it up like a TV show more than anything. If you watch it like a TV show in chunks, because it has chapters, you know, I'm sure it works better. Wonder Woman's side plot? What was Wonder Woman's side plot? Jeez, I don't remember. I just watched it. I don't remember. Anyway, I think it's fine. It gets a 7. 7 seems fair. Godzilla vs. Kong. One of the few things that I've actually rewatched recently. Did I not give it a score? Didn't give it a score. 4-minute review. This was a 4-minute review, and I didn't give it a score. I don't like it very much. Now, Millie Bobby Brown with her normal face before she became British. It's really interesting to see. I want to give it a score now. I think it's like a 5. This is like a very 5 out of 10 movie to me. It's not like, it's almost like not even a real movie. It's like just, it's whatever. It's just whatever. It's like nothing. The human side plot, as usual, is dog shit. I think in a post Godzilla -1 world, this is like way less acceptable, you know? I'm giving it a 5. That's the only thing we've given a score that didn't have one. That's kind of funny. Didn't think that would happen. All right, Falcon and Winter Soldier, a show that I really don't like. What I give it? I want to give it here at the end. 5. Sure. Yeah. I don't see a problem with 5 right now. When I rewatch it, I'll probably hate it a lot more. But 5 seems fine for now. Again, it's like, I don't think it's aggressively bad, and it doesn't have anything good in it. So, like, it's a 5 is like what I give those kinds of movies, you know? This is mid. This is the definition of mid. You drop a point retroactively because of Captain America New World Order. Maybe it's the same. It's like I already didn't like it. The movie can't make me like it less. I already didn't like the show, so the movie can't change my opinion. It's funny. We have the reviewing my old reviews review. I'm not gonna. I do have the Raimi trilogy here. I think I want to dive back in time real quick. I want to go back real quick. I have to say something. This video kind of haunts my existence. This is the video that makes me want to delete old videos. 7 years ago. I made this 7 years ago. I wasn't the same person I am now. I made videos differently. You know? Red Letter Media just did this. What'd they do? Talk about their old stuff? I liked my own video. Yeah, this is my side account. I like all the videos. Boosts the algorithm. Was this 6? Did I give that a 6? I gave it like an ironic 10 out of 10. Oh, this is Sam Raimi? Now, everything I said about third movie, probably still valid. I'd give Spider-Man 1... As I've grown in the world, as I've grown as a man, as a reviewer, as a critic, I've learned that my way of doing things is different. You know? The way I feel about things is also different. Spider-Man 1 is probably a 9. Spider-Man 1 is a 9. And Spider-Man 2 is probably also a 9, really close to a 10. Really close for me, but not quite there. As a package, Spider-Man 1 and 2, I never really got into this. I've never talked about it this way, but Spider-Man 1 and 2 are perfect companions to each other. When they say that Spider-Man 2 is like, it proves, you know, it's a sequel that surpasses the original, I've never agreed with that. I think that together they make for a perfect superhero duology. You know? I've always thought this way. I just liked to make fun of things back then. I just thought I was more of a contrarian back then. This was contrarian era Marcus. I liked to just make fun of things that I liked. I think Mary Jane is still not my favorite character in these movies. I think they kind of get Mary Jane wrong. I think that this script does her really dirty. I think it's... If I could change something, I'd probably change how they deal with MJ. Aunt May, also not my favorite. But I think Aunt May, I can't say like, in this video I said like, oh, Aunt May wouldn't act like this. And some interpretations wouldn't, but some would. I think Aunt May is a very sloppy comic book character in general. For one, she's died and come back to life like 5 times. That's foolish. And then 2, sometimes she's racist. Sometimes she's like a wise Jedi. And then sometimes she's kind of just like a bumbling old woman. Oh, Peter, I can't. Oh, I hope you're not doing anything dangerous out there. Like there's no consistency with Aunt May in comics. So it's hard to judge her. You know? Harry is a little insane in Spider-Man 2. When you watch Spider-Man 2, Harry is like this weird, like Gary Oak level hater. He's funny, but I think it fits the story. He makes everything about himself. And also James Franco, I don't think he had the best performance as Harry. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. People don't criticize these movies very often, and that's why I made this video, because I felt that no one ever brought up anything wrong with these movies. And I don't think I did a great job at bringing up anything wrong with them either. Like, James Franco fucking sucks in this movie. He's not the strongest actor. I don't think Toby is the strongest actor either, but he's doing good enough for the source material. Rosemary, is that her name? The lady who plays her? I don't remember her full name. The woman who plays Aunt May, she does a great job. Excellently performed. But the performances are kind of all over the place. Kind of all over the place. Alfred Molina does a great job. Everybody knows that. Well, like, all the villains are great in these movies. So I would give both of them a 9. Like, my actual real score for both of them is a 9. I've thought about doing like a correction video, because this is the video that haunts me. I hate that this was like my most viewed video for a while. Is it? What's the most viewed right now? I also got to redo my playlists. All these playlists are like, I haven't touched these in forever. I got to redo the playlists. So I'm probably going to have to do that like next week. Popular. Okay, it's second place. That still doesn't sit right with me. And the DC video, too old. I don't like the old videos. 6 years, that is like the official Cosmonaut quality cutoff for me. 6 years ago, I was making pretty good videos, I think. So I think that these are, you're allowed to like these. These are acceptable to me. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm not going to get rid of them. This is my scrapbook, and this is it's fine. But maybe I'll make a correction video, if anything. Maybe I'll make a correction video. Just, you can't hold these opinions against me. It was 7 years ago. I had people I saw a tweet that was like, it pulled up the thumbnail of my Star Wars Rebels video, and it was like, oh, we have to kill him. I'm like, bro, that was like 10 years ago. What do you mean? I don't even remember what I said. What are you talking about? And then I did something I don't do. I went back and rewatched my Star Wars Rebels video. I don't watch my videos. So like, that's why I forget what I say sometimes. And I was shocked that I agreed with everything that I said in that video. That is the only non-correction. Do I have it here? Do I have Star Wars Rebels anywhere? Do I have Star Wars? Yeah. I watched this in its entirety. And I fully agreed with everything I said. I was strangely prophetic in this video. I said that, oh yeah, they're going to fucking make Sabine force sensitive. They ended up doing that. What are you talking about? Honestly, this is strangely accurate for the time period. It was 8 years ago. I don't think there's anything 8 years ago that I thought that is as correct as this video. I fully stand by everything I said here. If anything, I think I said that, like, Dave Filoni and his team hate the prequels. That's obviously not true. That clearly isn't accurate. But, and that might have been in the other video. Either way, I'm not wrong about this one. I stand by this more than I stand by anything else. But anyway, let's go back up. I'm dawdling. I'm rambling. Rambling a little too much. But yeah, the Raimi trilogy, the third one's still awful, but it's funny. It's really funny. And the first two, my actual score is higher than I've let on. I've always thought that, but whenever like people bring it up, I like to fight back a little bit because there is nothing more annoying than Raimi trilogy fans. Star Wars prequel fans are really close, but they're like a smidge below. Raimi defenders are so annoying. They are, in my time on YouTube, nobody's been more annoying than Raimi fans. Snyderverse, no, at least Snyderverse fans, like, everybody accepts that they're like little sewer people. Everybody accepts that Snyderverse fans aren't real. Like, they're little freaks, and we treat them like freaks. Raimi fans don't get enough shit. They are so fucking annoying. They deserve way more hate. You know? Prequel fans are also like, we like hold them down a little bit. Like, they're kept in line because there's been so many years of hating those movies. It's the fact that those movies actually are pretty bad, or like you can make an argument for them being bad. Whereas you can't argue against the quality of the Raimi movies. The movies are good, but the fans like to let you know that. They're really annoying. Andrew Garfield's Spidey fans are bad too, but again, those are like prequel fans. Like, we keep them in their place. Nobody keeps Raimi fans in their place. They get to do whatever they want. So when I came along and I was the first person to make a video saying these movies are stupid, because they are stupid, but like in a good way, they took it really bad. They did not like it. Anyway, Invincible. Let's move on. We're rambling again. I don't want to have to edit like a fucking 8-hour video of me talking about 7-year-old videos. Okay. So Invincible. Let's be careful. I don't want to show too much gore. YouTube's got a little more picky on violence lately. 8 for season 1. Again, I'm going to pull the I watched this with my girlfriend recently card. Because I did. She caught up on Invincible, and I rewatched season 1. And then she binged the rest without me. So I only remember season 1 more vividly than the other seasons. Season 1, I think, is one of the better seasons of Invincible, honestly. The Mars episode is really bad. This one's kind of dog shit. Look at this. I remember when last season of Invincible came out, and people were like, oh, I miss how good the animation was in season 1. I think most people have a very poor memory, and I do too. I don't profess that I have a great memory, but I have a better memory than most of you guys, because I saw so many fucking people saying that this season had better animation. That's just absurd to me. Come on, man. Come the fuck on. Are you joking me? Other than that, like, this looks about the same. This is Invincible's Invincible. It's literally just like another chapter of the American Shonen. So, I gave this what, an 8 or a 9? What'd I give this? I'd leave it at an 8. An 8's fine. I don't feel any differently there. Resident Evil Village. This will be a quick one. Probably. I probably feel exactly the same way. Oh, here, 7. I'd say 8. I think I'd say 8. I don't remember my criticisms, but I think I'd say 8. Well, I'd leave it at an 8. I'd leave it at an 8. Yeah, I'd leave it there. It's funny, this is the 8th entry. Ethan is funny. I feel more. I remember this more fondly than I think I felt about it before. It's funny that I always review the Resident Evil games. It's like the only game series I regularly review, and the views reflect that. Actually, people watch this one, more people than I would expect. It's interesting to me. That's a here we go. All right, F9 is on that list of things where I'm like, why did I review this? Because I didn't do Fast X. I didn't do Fast and Furious 10. Why did I do this one? Probably because I was in a Fast and Furious mindset back then, you know? Also, no views on this one because, or well, comparatively, 500K is still nothing to scoff at. People would be very happy to have that many views. But I'm saying, like, compared to other videos, it's on the lower end. So I think at some point I stopped, like, I was like, if people don't really care about watching it or not, I don't really care about making the video, you know? Why did I? Was this COVID? It's like right after COVID, right? It's like right after COVID. First movie I saw post-COVID? During COVID, I watched Tenet. I thought Tenet was fine. I didn't mind Tenet. I think the hell was that? It was Velcro. Velcro got attached to this tissue. Oh. I don't remember. I don't remember this movie. I couldn't tell you if this is accurate or not. I literally don't remember watching it. I can't give this one a score. I don't remember. Black Widow, I remember though. Black Widow, I remember. What the hell did I give this? 5? Probably a 4 now. I probably bumped that down to a 4. That's definitely a 4. This one's pretty bad. This one's pretty bad. I wasn't shy about saying it was bad then. For sure. Yeah, Black Widow's a 4 for sure. Loki. I like Loki. 8.5 for Loki. Probably a 9, actually. I'd probably squeeze it up to a 9. Loki is probably the best. I'm trying to think of all the shows that they've made. I think Loki is my favorite of the MCU shows. I think it's really good. This, again, I'm going to bundle season 1 and 2 together. Season 2 gets a little lost in the weeds with the Kang stuff. I think they have to focus so hard to try to not make him a factor, but they have to focus on him because they set him up so much. This is the MCU's Andor. I think I agree. People would say it's Wonder Man. Wonder Man is like not a Marvel show to me. It's not like in the same wheelhouse. You know what I mean? This is like still very much an MCU thing. You know? We're counting the Disney Plus shows. Daredevil doesn't count. And Daredevil has a shitty season 2. And a really good season 1. Or good season 1 and season 3. And then season 4 is mostly dog shit. So Wonder Man is really good. But Wonder Man's like just a normal show. Loki is a superhero show, or a comic book show. And I think as that, it's the best one that they made. So I give that one a 9. Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. I've always said that Suicide Squad is possibly the worst, the actual worst superhero movie ever made. It sits at the top of the tier list. In the last few years, I'd have to look at the tier list again. Hold on. Let me look at the worst superhero movies tier list. Let's grab that real quick. I don't have it on hand, so we're gonna have to check the Superman video. But I want to just take a look at the rankings real quick, because remember having a thought. I remember having a thought during here we go. I remember having the thought during when I was making this video that I want to correct a few things. Let me see. Let me think about this. We've got actually good. I have to like move out of the way, right? Yes. Well, that's the opposite direction. There we go. This is what we're working with right now, right? So, actually good is Aquaman, Blade, first, and the Fantastic Four duology. I think I agree with that. Delicious garbage is Catwoman, Daredevil, Venom, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Batman and Robin, Madam Web, Superman 3, and Justice League. I think I agree with that too. Yeah, those are really funny. Those movies are really funny. Whatever is Man of Steel, X-Men 3, New Mutants, Blade 2, and Superman 4. Yeah, it's Superman 4. That seems right. New Mutants might go to I never want to watch this again. Because now that I know New Mutants better, I didn't read a lot of New Mutants when I made that video. I'd probably put it in I never want to watch this again. I would correct that score. I would correct that. We're going to get to the X-Men movies soon, but I think I'd correct that. I never want to watch this again is BVS, Spider-Man 2, or Amazing Spider-Man 2, Dark Phoenix, Blade 3, Spider-Man Lotus, which I said I wasn't going to put on the tier list, but I did it anyway. I just thought it'd be funny. And then Batman Killing a Joke and Fant Four Stick, and then Absolute Worst is Suicide Squad. It looks fine now, but I feel like I need to put more in the absolute worst. But what would go there? Killing Joke is really close. I hate this movie. Most of these movies I don't hate as much as I do. Killing Joke might deserve to be up there too. Lotus it's not even supposed to be on the tier list. I'm not going to be that mean to it. But it would go in there if it was a real movie. If that was like a movie that Sony put out, then yeah, absolutely. Fant Four Stick should go there, I think. I think Fant Four Stick might slip in. It might slip in. But Suicide Squad really is the worst one. There's nothing redeemable about it. Whereas like Fant Four Stick has like a couple seconds of brain activity from the people who made it, you know? Fant Four Stick has a few moments where I can see a real movie. Whereas Suicide Squad, I can never, ever, even for a second, see what it's trying to do or what it's going for. It has to stay at the top. Right now, I haven't seen anything that surpassed it. So I think it stays the worst. It's gonna stay a 1. Nothing is gonna change that for the time being. The Suicide Squad, another movie I watched recently again, 8.5. It's getting a 9, actually. I'll bump that to a 9. This, I think, is still James Gunn's best movie. I'm just gonna say it. It's still his best one. It's got so much swag. It has swag that I really wish Superman had. And it doesn't. It outsauces Superman significantly. By a good margin. Guardians 3? Nah, I think this is better than Guardians 3, actually. I fully think it's better than any of the Guardians movies. I think this is just this fits what he wants to do so well, and he clearly got to do whatever he wanted. He doesn't have to hold back at all. I think in the Marvel movies he has to hold back a little bit. I can tell he's holding back a little bit from doing everything he wants to do. I think in Peacemaker he's not holding back enough, and then I think in this it's like the perfect balance of his style. I think this is his best movie, so this is getting a 9. This is one of my favorite superhero movies ever. Favorite comic book movies, whatever, you know. Superhero movie kind of loses its meaning after a while. For me personally, it's honestly kind of close to a 10, but it's not quite there. But it is one of the best comic book movies in my opinion. I think it fits. It fits his style so well. He does so much with the source material. It's one of my favorites personally. Even if I can acknowledge that, I don't think every aspect of it is nailed perfectly. All right, Shang-Chi. Let's find out what I gave you. What's Shang-Chi? 7? Sure. Probably. Shang-Chi's like, it's like better than you think it is. Like, it's better than you think it will be. It's really ugly, though. This is like kind of the start of when they really just started looking so boring. You know? It's a really dull looking movie. Even in these scenes of like cool action, it's still, it's just ugly. Oh, it's so ugly. It's uglier than you remember. Awkwafina's only a little annoying. I don't really care about Awkwafina. I have no thoughts about her. The last act of this movie is also really lame. It's going to a 6 for now, actually. The more I think about it, the cool stuff wears off faster than you'd think it would. But I think this guy can make a cool Spider-Man movie if they let him. So we'll see. I like the Dragon Ball fights. Action's really sick. The story's like serviceable. The story's like fine. I think the story with his dad is like, it's Tekken. It's just the same plot as Tekken. But I think it's cool. I think it's fine. 6.5 fun movie. Yeah, I actually agree. I think it is the definition of a 6.5 fun movie. Like if this was on, again, this is like airplane movie, you know, or a hotel movie. If it's on, I'm not going to be like, ugh. I'll be like, yeah, whatever. It's like it's like the most normal superhero movie. It's not offensive. It has some cool stuff in it. I can't hate on it too much. It's fine. Venom. Is this when I first started the tier list? Okay. 5 for Venom 1. Probably a 4. Probably a 4. Probably a 4. 5 is too generous. I think it's funny. I think the movie's really funny. So, me and Dan watched this movie and thought it was so fucking hilarious. Me and Dan reference this movie constantly. We love this movie. In our family, we think this movie's fucking hilarious, okay? But Venom 2 is way funnier. And it makes Venom 1 seem like it pulled its punches too much, you know? So, it'll be a 4. Should have leaned into the stupidity. Now, did I ever do a worse superhero movies on Venom 2? Did I dream that? Is that a dream I had? I didn't? I think I had a dream that I did. I think I had a dream that I did that. That's weird. Maybe I'll get to that one day. So that means we do have to talk about it here. Venom 2. I could see myself making a video on this one. I rewatched it recently. 5.5? 5.5. Interesting. A 5.5, you say. This movie's really funny. This movie's really funny. It's really funny. I watched it a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's hilarious. It's so fucking funny. I'm gonna leave it at 5.5. I think it gets points for being really bad. That it's bad to the point where it makes me smile. What if? I don't remember What If at all, dude. 6, sure. I remember some of the episodes were fine. Season 2, I tried watching season 2, it was too insufferable for me, honestly. Well, I gave this chapters? Why'd I give it chapters? Did I give it chapters? I didn't do this myself. This was automated. What the hell? Is that a thing? Oh, interesting. That's kind of interesting. I just didn't know that was a thing. Can't lie, I didn't know that was a thing. Did my work for me. I thought some of the episodes were cool. So the animation didn't annoy me. I think some of the the Thor episode was so stupid. I remember that was dumb as hell. Doctor Strange episode was cool. I didn't like that they had to like tie it all together and make like a big finale. I think that's stupid. Agent Carter is like the most like fucking industry plant ass character ever. I can't stand her. She's just so whatever. I don't know who at Marvel thinks we like her. It's like there's nothing wrong with her, but like I don't know why she keeps getting forced into stuff. You know? When all those like weird grifters are like, they're forcing diversity upon us. I'm like, yeah, you probably need to get redacted. I think we need to shoot those guys into space and leave them on the Catgirl moon base that Elon's building for them. And we got to leave them there and just put them on a separate place. We got to push them into a different Bikini Bottom, right? But when we talk about like Captain Carter, I think that is Marvel doing the thing where they're like, the women will love this character. We're gonna make so much money because the women will love her. Like that's what I don't like, you know? I think that is really annoying because I know that it's not because the character is actually beloved and it's not because anybody's asking for her. It's because the studio thinks they can trick women into buying toys. They can trick little girls into buying Halloween costumes. And I don't like that. That annoys me because women aren't stupid. They don't care about Captain Carter. They're not going to fall for your dumb plan. Anyway, they'll stay a 6. Dune. This thumbnail's so fucking funny. Where did I get this picture? Did I do that? I don't remember that. I love that Gurney is frowning still. I probably stole that from Twitter. That is so funny to me. Oh boy. Dune at a 9? Yeah, I'll leave it at a 9. I agree with that. I have no desire to increase it to a 10. I think a 9 is serviceable. I love this movie still. I like it a lot. Still just barely not as good as the book for me. So just barely not as good as the book. I only give it a 9 because I've seen it done better. Seen it done better on the written page. It's hard not to compare them, you know, but I love the book, so I kind of can't not. Damn, Timothée Chalamet was so young there. Super young. Like, he's not even really that much younger, but it's weird. Eternals. Woo! Eternals has kind of become a joke between me and my friends. Eternals is the only Marvel movie that I sat in the theater frowning the entire time. The entire duration. What was I doing here? Okay, I sat on a 4 with it. I know people that like this one. I like those people. And I'm never going to say they're not allowed to think what they think. But I can't find anything worth liking. I really can't. This might be the worst MCU movie for me. More than like, it's not because it on its own is bad. I think it's because what this did to the Marvel movies as a whole was very damaging to the brand. You know? I think this was right when the studio was like, we can do whatever we want and it will be fine. It will work. There's too much hubris in this film for me. They really thought that this was going to be the next big hit, and that was based on absolutely nothing. It was not based on the quality of the film. It was purely based on the fact that they got a bunch of marketable, popular actors at the time. Like, this lineup is so funny. You've got Game of Thrones guy, hot off of Game of Thrones, even though Game of Thrones wasn't that great. Got to bring in Game of Thrones guy because he was on the most popular show. You got Angelina Jolie for legacy viewers who are like, I have an older brain. I'm going to remember the lady from movies that were popular 20 years ago. We've got the guy from Train to Busan because you gotta get the international. You gotta grab an international audience. We gotta find an actor who's famous in a completely different region and bring him in. He's a great actor though. I like this guy in almost everything that he's in. You've got kid actor from one of the fucking not Stranger Things. You got the guy from Atlanta, and then you have a director who has no right making this movie. It's like they perfectly plucked out all of these elements to try to focus test the perfect superhero movie that will make us $1 million. And it feels very manipulative and weird. And I don't like it. So that's why I hate it more than the average person. It is a failed industry plant movie. Exactly. That's a great way to put it. That is a perfect way to put it. And this, in my opinion, this is what killed Marvel movies. This is what did it. Because none of these guys are coming back. Maybe as a joke. Maybe you'll see Kingo show up in Doomsday as a joke to get ripped in half or something, you know? But this is a massive failure. It has all of their worst traits. There are like 4 twist villains in this movie. Not only like is it stupid, but it's made wrong. Oh yeah, and Harry Styles at the end. I want to make a video on like all of the failed post-credit scenes in the MCU because there's a lot. Even before like Endgame, there were a lot of failed post-credit scenes. Anyway, I'd probably give it 2 right now. Probably give it a 2. Godzilla Mendoza made a video on it. I want to do one too. I want to do it too. But I would want to wait. I would want to wait until after Doomsday and Secret Wars. I always forget what these movies are called. I always forget. Because I don't know which ones will truly be forgotten about, you know? Anyway, I'll set on like a 2 or a 3. I'd have to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched it, so I can't really give a solid answer. Did I review Cowboy Bebop? Did I give this show a score? This show is a 1. The Cowboy Bebop show is a 1. Easy 1. It's everything I hate in entertainment, in television, and in movies. I greatly dislike it. I greatly dislike it. Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home is an interesting case because I think everybody has agreed at this point that... Oh, I didn't give it a score. I remember I didn't give it a score. I gave it like it was like a theme park ride to me. I agree with that. I still hold that opinion, but as time has passed, I think I can probably give it a score. While it has gone down because it didn't have like the spectacle and the fun of the first time you watch it, it is still a really fun movie. Like, it is still a fun theme park ride. I see it the same way I see Endgame, where Endgame has a lot of problems as a movie. It's kind of sloppy, but like what it's trying to do, I think it succeeds at, you know? And I think it's the same here. The writing, it could be better. Yeah, the writing isn't the best, but it is a lot like Endgame to me. I'm thinking like 7.5. I'm thinking like a 7.5. Every time I've rewatched it, for the first few times, it got like a little worse and worse every time, but then it settled. It doesn't like keep going down. It like settled into the same spot for me. Now that I know what to expect whenever it is on, I think it's fine. It does look pretty ugly sometimes. Yeah, I'll say that. It does look pretty ugly sometimes. But like, again, I've watched Marvel movies with a particular brain style where when I'm reading a comic book, I hate to use this excuse, but when I'm reading a comic book from like the early 2000s, And the artists really liked to use like Photoshop gradients because that was like a brand new thing. And they're like, oh, this is going to look so cool. And they didn't even think about how bad it's going to look in 20 years. I'll still like the comic book if the writing is good. And I'm not saying that I still like this because the writing is good. I'm saying that with Marvel movies, if they look bland, I don't care as much, you know? I would love if they looked good. I'd love if they looked better. Like, older superhero movies, even when they were bad, they looked better. Movies in general used to look a lot better than they do now. A lot of movies, even good movies, look really bad right now. It's just the way movies are made. It's a style thing that they're pushing, that studios are pushing right now. And most people don't have a say in it when they make the movies. For some reason, that's just how it is. And I don't like it. I could say more about it, but I can't blame the movie all the time when it is the studio's fault. Studio's the one making them do this stupid shit. Anyway, we need to eliminate the volume. The volume needs to be stop being used for cinematic and television pursuits. It is killing artistic direction. But I'm gonna give this like a 7.5 for now. I'll probably give it a real score. Like I'll really sit on it and chew on it later. But I'll give Spider-Man a 7.5 for now. I don't think it's like it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Anyway, this one, X-Men. I've got some stuff to talk about. X-Men. I've got some stuff to talk about because when I made this video, I was chewing on as much X-Men comic material as I could so that I could feel informed. And I still couldn't hit all of it because there's so much X-Men, right? But since then, I think I have a really good grasp on X-Men. I love X-Men. Everybody knows I love X-Men. This video is probably the most transformative for me as a person because this made me love one of my new favorite things ever. X-Men is one of my favorite things ever now. And I didn't think at my age, because I'm getting there. I'm old. I'm older than you guys think I am. I didn't think I had room to get new favorite things, you know? And it's cool to find out that I still can. So I like that this video did that for me. And I like that I get to make videos that make me have fun. I like that I get to do fun things. I like that I get to do fun things. And that's my job. I'm very grateful for that. That's what I'm trying to say. But either way, I have new opinions on these because I did rewatch them again now with my new X-Men brain. So let's see how I feel because I don't remember most of the scores. I would like to see how I feel about them now. X-Men 1 got a 5.5. 6. I'll bump that up. I'll bump X-Men 1 up. I think X-Men 1 is really atmospheric and interesting. It is kind of boring. It's kind of boring. It's close to a 6.5. It's like a high 6 for me as well. Yeah. This one, like, I have nostalgia for it. I really liked this movie. I don't want to see me. I want to see the movie. It's got dumb stuff, but like it's for its time, very interesting. The music is very good. Music's really good in this movie. I don't think I talked about that, but the soundtrack is really good. Oh, the score. Score is really good. The story is fine. I don't like Wolverine. I'm not a Hugh Jackman Wolverine lover. I've said that many times before. I like him less and less as I've learned more about X-Men in my life. It's not even just the fact that he's not short. There's a lot more to it now. Maybe I'll get to that when we get to his solo movies in the later videos. But yeah, I'll sit on 6 for this one. We got to keep moving. X2, I gave a 7. Yeah, that seems fine. I think that's fine. 7. I don't feel differently about that. I think that's a fair score. It's not really this used to be like the pinnacle. People were like, that's the best X-Men movie. And like, it's cool. It's fine. I forgot that Nightcrawler's in this. Because I've been watching the trailers. and Alan Cumming is the host of that, and I can't stop thinking about the fact they're gonna put that old man in blue makeup and make him do a few more flips. It's just so funny to me. It's hilarious. I'll sit on a 7 for that. X-Men 3 is so fucking funny. Oh my god, look at that shot. Oh, I love this movie's so bad. You know, guys, I love bad superhero movies. I love them. I love them so much. That's why I do worst superhero movies videos, because they make me smile. I love them. This is of its time. This feels like a early 2000s superhero movie. It's so funny. It's staying a 3. It gets an X-Men 3 out of 10. All right, First Class. I still think First Class is the best X-Men movie. Oh, no, my favorite. Not the best, my favorite. I'll leave it at an 8. Yeah, that seems fair. I'll leave it at an 8. Because this is easier than I thought it would be. Days of Future Past was a little bit of a letdown to revisit. I rewatched this one, and I do think the Rogue cut, like there's a separate cut. I don't remember if I talked about it in this video. There's a separate cut that is a little better. I don't remember if I brought that up. I think it's a little better. Yeah, they did Emma Frost dirty in First Class. Whatever. I don't care. Emma Frost is a comic book character to me. I don't need her to be in anything else. If she's good in comics, I'm happy. You know. I did bring it up. Cool. The Rogue cut's a little better. 7's fine for that, yeah. It's fine. It's with the Rogue cut's a little better, but this one I really thought would be a little better on rewatch. But I'll keep it as 7. This one's really bad. Let's see. Yeah, that's going down to a 2 probably. Oh, but this one's funny. Again, this one's really funny, so I want to give it more points. This is one of the funniest X-Men movies. This one's horrible. But it's not funny enough to want to rewatch it or like put it on as a joke. I'll leave it. I'll put it at a 2. This one's a 2 probably. Ooh, and then Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix, I gave a 3. Dark Phoenix. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. This might be the worst X-Men movie. It might be a 1.5. I'm thinking that too. I think Dark Phoenix is worse than Apocalypse, only for the fact that Apocalypse is funny to watch, and this isn't even funny. This is like really, really bad. In like the worst way. When a superhero movie is like boring, when a superhero movie is like completely unwatchable, like I can't even look at funny fight scenes and big and flashy colors and stupid characters, and I'm just sitting there feeling nothing, that is a big crime to me. I'm gonna give it a 1.5 for now. I think I like that. Let's move on. It's easier than I thought to go through these X-Men movies. Easier than I thought. What is this? X-Men Origins. It's X-Men Origins. I'm curious. I don't know when I gave this. Delicious garbage. Yep. 3. I agree with this. Yes. 3 out of 10 is like the ultimate. This movie is awful, but I love it score. X-Men Origins Wolverine is one of my favorite bad superhero movies. You can put this on for your friends and just fucking laugh at it. It's so goddamn funny. It's so stupid, dude. Yeah, I'll leave it as a 3. This is the Wolverine. The Wolverine is funny because it's actually not that bad, and then it aggressively becomes bad, like in the last chunk out of nowhere, with a giant fucking evil robot Jeff Bridges. It's so crazy. It's the same problem, but it's the worst version of evil robot Jeff Bridges. Evil robot Jeff Bridges kind of like makes sense in the context of Iron Man. It just feels funny because like I don't feel like the movie's ever building up to Jeff Bridges being in a mech suit. The idea of Jeff Bridges in a mech suit conceptually is really, 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 really funny. And that's the kind of thing superhero movies can give you, right? This movie didn't build up to this at all either. 6 is fine though. I like 6 for this because the movie's kind of not bad until the final chunk, you know. Evil robot Jeff Bridges. No Deadpool. I'm talking about Logan right now. Logan. Did I even fucking get a score for this guy? Where the fuck is the Logan score? 9? Okay. I'll leave it at a 9. I'm not a Logan, like, absolute truther, you know? I wouldn't give it a 10. Because there's some things I don't love about it. I don't need, like, I think its addiction to being gritty and edgy is too strong. I don't need Professor Xavier saying, fuck this fucking shit, suck my balls. Like, whatever he was saying in that movie, I don't need to hear that. I think it completely betrays his character. I think it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Not even just like Professor Xavier wouldn't swear in the comics. Like, this Professor Xavier in this universe is mutant Jesus. Hell, I think Professor Xavier in the comics is more likely to start cussing up a storm. But the guy in these movies is so much nicer than Professor Xavier actually is. He is nothing like this in the comics. In the comics, Professor Xavier is a scumbag piece of shit. He is borderline evil, and they made him Martin Luther King in these movies, and that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. It has created like a very big disconnect in people's brains. I think a lot of like superhero fans, like people who like the idea of superheroes and like watch some MCU movies and read a few comic books, but you know, they don't make it their whole personality. They don't know, their perception of Professor Xavier is that he is the beautiful, kindly grandfather, and he'll protect all of mutant kind, and he is a sweet old man, and he must be revered, because they're thinking about Patrick Stewart, you know? That is not Professor Xavier at all. That is not accurate in the slightest. These movies have done a lot of work to make the perception of the X-Men completely wrong. Like, Cyclops is seen as a boring loser. Wolverine is like a big, tall Giga Chad who kind of acts like a fucking moron most of the time. And Professor Xavier is mutant Jesus. And none of those are accurate. But anyway, that's a big rant just to say that. I'll leave it at a 9. I'll leave it at a 9. Deadpool 1 and 2. What the fuck did I give these? They're the same. Let's not lie. Deadpool 1 and 2 are exactly the same. And now, Deadpool 1, 2, and 3 are also the same to me. What'd I give it? I want to know what I gave this. $5.5? Maybe a 6. Maybe a 6, actually. I like these movies a little better in retrospect. Not that much, though. They're still kind of annoying. They're still kind of annoying to me. 3's low-key not good. Y'all are... Deadpool 3 hate is forced. Deadpool 3's the same. It just doesn't look as good. Like, these have, like, visual sauce, but it's the same shit. The jokes are still unfunny at times. You're only supposed to watch these movies one time. You're supposed to watch these movies a single time in the theater, and then you're never supposed to watch them again. That's how I feel about them. And yeah, you could hate that. You could hate that as an idea, for sure. But I think Deadpool 3 is doing exactly what it wants to do. I can't hate Deadpool 3 as much as people do. It's a glup shitto parade. Yeah, but it kind of just knows that. Like, it's aware of that. You know? There's a lot of jokes that don't land for me, but that goes for these also. You know? The first watch of Deadpool 3 in the theater, I know you guys didn't mind it. I know you didn't. I have a better memory than you, okay? That movie came out and you guys were not hating on it like you do now. Okay? Now when you rewatch it, it gets worse because the jokes aren't that funny. They're not that funny. If you didn't watch it in a theater, your score is not the same. You know how, like, I think it's Northern Lion. He has like a theory that if you watch a movie and you had popcorn, your score is invalid. Like, your score is not what you think it is because you were eating something and you were having a good time. I feel that way about superhero movies in the theater versus not in the theater. Everybody I know who watched Endgame at home months later doesn't like that movie. Like, I don't know anybody who likes that movie after the fact, right? But everybody who watched it in the theater likes that movie way more. For superhero movies, if you watch it in a packed theater, the movie is significantly better. No Way Home at home? That's why they call it No Way Home. You're not supposed to watch No Way Home at home. That movie is not as good than if you're in a packed theater on opening night. It's just a fact. You can't argue with this. Deadpool 3, a lot better in a theater, opening day, when you don't know that Blade is in the movie. And you get to be like, oh my God, I'm going to throw my popcorn at the screen. This is so cool. You're human. You know? They're just made for the theater. The same way a theme park ride is made for the fucking theme park. You have to have an enlightened mind to enjoy these movies. You have to have a high IQ to enjoy the Deadpool movies. I think the Deadpool 3 is extremely overhated. I think people do not... They put expectations on the movie that just should not be there. If you think the Deadpool movies are already annoying and you don't like Deadpool 3, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. That makes 100% perfect sense. I wouldn't expect you to like them, you know? But if you already don't mind the Deadpool movies that much, then I think it's stupid to just specifically hate Deadpool 3 and think 1 and 2 are fine. That's so weird to me. Because they're the same movie. Just one looks like has more stylistic sauce and flair, and one doesn't. Anyway. New Mutants. I already said it's worse than I gave it credit for. Yeah, this is a 2. This is a 2. Almost a 1. It's a 2 for now. Now that I've read New Mutants and I like New Mutants more, this is way worse. Magic being racist is really funny. The plot makes absolutely no goddamn sense. It is just Glass. This is Glass, but for Marvel movies. And I don't like Glass. That's a bad movie. It makes me sad. Why is Lockheed even here? Why does Lockheed belong to Ileana? Also, I think the Demon Bear arc in the comic is awesome. I love the Demon Bear arc in the New Mutants original run by Chris Claremont. I really like those short few, like 3 issues or so. I don't care that Sunspot... Okay, I have to talk about Sunspot real quick. Everybody gets on their high horse about Sunspot not being dark enough. I read some New Mutants, and even in the 70s, sometimes Sunspot was white. Sometimes that guy was white as hell. It just depended on who was drawing him at the time. You should be more mad that he's just kind of gone back and forth. But sometimes that guy was a little white. If you guys aren't aware, some X-Men fans, they argue about Sunspot not being as dark-skinned as they would like, because his origin story does have to do with how he looks. He's not a white guy. But sometimes they draw him kind of white. Sometimes they make him look like that. I feel the same way about that as I do Wanda. Scarlet Witch being dark-skinned, people getting mad about that is crazy to me, because a lot of the time, she was white. Yes, they made her Romani after the fact, not really after the fact. You know, you can. Her Romani heritage is more focused upon now, but her dark skin wasn't. She was white for a long ass time. She was so white that they made one of the Olsen sisters play her. That didn't come out of nowhere. Anyway, I think that kind of stuff is fake criticisms. You can get mad when Marvel Rivals turns her white when, like, her character model in that game isn't white. I understand then being mad that they're turning her white when she's not white in that game. That's funny to me. I get being upset about that. But when people are like, oh, in this comic they or in this cartoon they made Sunspot too light skin, I'm like, dude, he's Brazilian. You know, like, back in the 70s, they didn't even know what Brazilian was. They thought Brazilian, Colombian, and Mexican was the same thing. It wasn't. You weren't Caucasian. That's all they cared about. Okay, so sometimes they just drew you different. That's just how it is. It was the 70s. They were not paying attention because nobody was complaining back then. If they drew Sunspot a little lighter in an issue, nobody wrote in at the fan letters at the end of the issue to complain about it. Nobody did. Okay? You were either white, black, or something else. That's all they cared about. So when people are like, oh, Sunspot isn't dark enough in this movie, I'm like, I did. Whatever. Okay. Don't care. You can be happy. You can be upset that he could be dark now. I agree. But it's not that big of a deal. It's not that. There's other problems here. There are other problems here. What did I give it? It's going to a 2. It's going to a 2. And then I ranked all the movies. So yeah, that seems fair. That seems fine. What are we at? 2 hours so far? Oh, I'm really far away. Let's lightning round some of these. Oh God, a quickie. A multi-quickie catch-up. A catch-up. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Licorice Pizza 9.5. I'll bump it down to a 9. Bump it down to a 9. I love Licorice Pizza, but you know. Arcane. I gave a 9.5 also. Arcane Season 1. Even though I hate Season 2, and I like it less and less as time goes on, the video's not unlisted. I have it right here. I'm not even on my main account. It's up. It came back. This video's back. My friends invited me to play Deadlock. Not right now. Arcane Season 1, even though I don't like Season 2, it doesn't make Season 1 any worse. Season 1 is still really good. It's not a 10, though. I think I'm going to bring it to an even 9. I'm going to bring it to an even 9. Rewatching it has some awkward moments of, like, music video bullshit. I did Smiling Friends in this season? That's hilarious. I don't remember that. I didn't remember this came out this year. It's really funny. Smiling Friends, every season's a 10. Smiling Friends is like the best animated comedy show. Every season's a 10. I'm not afraid to say that. Hawkeye. What the hell did I give Hawkeye? What the fuck did I give this? What the fuck did I give Hawkeye? 5. Okay. Four. I don't think it holds up. I didn't like it very much the first time. It can't hold up. Oh, Boba Fett. Boba Fett. 6? Did I give Boba Fett a 6? Hold on, I gotta listen to what I said.
But yeah, 6. Show too much, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give it like a... in all this shit. 6.
What was I on? I don't know. What are you doing, sweet girl? And my cat was digging in a bag. 6 is crazy. Sometimes, you know, we gotta do Cosmonaut catch-up type stuff like this. Sometimes we gotta do my own reviews because I need to talk about things like this. Why did I give this a 6? Why did I give Boba Fett a 6? Maybe because back then I didn't see it as the beginning of the end like I did for the Filoni-verse. But that's really what it is, you know? I don't think Boba Fett is the worst Star Wars show, though. I don't think it's the worst. I don't even think it's the second worst, if we're being honest. But it's not good. So, I'm going to give it a 4. It sits on a 4. I think the Mando stuff is sick, which is hilarious. That's the thing, is that the Din Djarin stuff is so cool, but why is he in it, you know? This is actually, someone posted on Twitter recently that the Bryce Dallas Howard directed episode has like this long take where they use the volume really well. Like, this looks way better. Look visually. It looks way better than the rest of the Boba Fett show. Compare the way this looks to... God fucking Luke Skywalker. To, this. This looks awful. Visually, this looks horrible. Like, what the hell? I don't know why Bryce Dallas Howard understands Star Wars so well. Maybe because her dad made Solo. And, you know, it runs in the family. But that's not getting a 6. This is a 4. Let's move on. Peacemaker. I didn't like Peacemaker Season 1 very much. And I don't like Peacemaker Season 2 very much either. This is an obnoxious show. It's very obnoxious. I liked the characters more in the second half of this, though. I'm going to bump it to a 6. Show's really annoying. It's a really annoying show. That's the only way I can describe it. It's irritating. That's when James Gunn isn't told no. The Batman, we just did Batman for Batman year. I'll wait for that if I do correct it. Morbius. Morbius is a tough video, as a tough topic for me because by all rights, this is a movie that I should do a worst superhero movies video on. And I have tried. I have tried to make a video on this movie. But it's so uninteresting. There's so little to talk about. You know why nobody talks about this movie? Because A, no one's seen it. And B, it's got nothing to make fun of. It's so dumb. Yeah, it's not even delicious garbage. I haven't seen it since the first time. It is still on the list of things I want to make a video on, but I have to have an angle, you know? I don't want to just be... I don't like making videos where I just talk about the plot. I just run through the whole plot and then I give it a score. That's boring to me. I gotta really bring up points. But this one's a hard one to talk about. So that's why I've never made a video on it. I've teased making a video because I've started videos on it. And I get writer's block, you know? I did Lotus because there's a lot to talk about with Spider-Man Lotus. Are you kidding me? That was so fun to explore. This one is not the same. It's too tough. I've gotten writer's block on this video very, very often. I've tried really hard to make this one, and it's tough. I'll keep trying. One day I'll get something together. Morbius and Kraven together, that would be kind of fun. I never saw Kraven. I haven't seen Kraven yet. I'm saving it. I'm saving the Kraven. But I'll leave it at a 2 because I haven't seen it since then. Sonic 2 and Everything Everywhere. It's a really weird duology. Wait, oh, I did Everything Everywhere first? That's really funny. I'll bump it down to a 9. I still really love Everything Everywhere, but a little less than I used to. I think Everything Everywhere is also, like, hate for it is a little forced. I can get thinking it's annoying, but if you think it's an annoying movie, you kind of can't argue against it being, like, it having fun with itself. It is the movie it is trying to be. And when I judge a movie, before anything else, I look at I try to identify what the filmmaker wants to make. And if I think that they achieved their vision, then I give it a lot of points for that. You know? And I think that this is unabashedly the movie they wanted to make. And they liked my review of it. And my review is still evergreen. It's the only Letterboxd review that I actually stand by. Because all my other Letterboxd reviews are bullshit. Because I don't care about Letterboxd at all. It might be a 10, but I haven't seen it in a really long time. And I don't feel the desire to rewatch it. I don't really want to. I'll leave it at a 10. You know, I don't have an argument for bumping it down other than the fact that, like, I can't really think of any reason why I'd want to rewatch it. I don't think there's anything that I dislike about it. So I guess I have to leave it at a 10 because I don't think there's anything I don't like. So yeah, I'll keep it at a 10. It's a fun movie. Watch it and have fun before everyone tells you it's overrated. Was I right or was I right? Sonic 2. I don't like the Sonic movies. Okay? I'm just going to say it. I gave it a thumbs up because it's a movie for babies. I don't like the Sonic movies. And I can say that now because I think the people who like the Sonic movies are as annoying as Raimi fans and prequel fans. These movies are for fucking babies. And they're annoying. Okay? They're fine. Like, they're fine movies. But they're movies for babies. I am fine with movies for babies. I don't mind movies for babies. I go watch movies for babies. But when we start acting like the movies for babies are anything more than that, then I get a little mad. Okay? And Sonic fans, period. I hate Sonic fans. Sonic fans, I don't hate all Sonic fans. You know? I was a Sonic fan. I have friends who like Sonic, but the people who go online and argue about Sonic, those kinds of Sonic fans, are so cringe. Because it's fucking Sonic! It's for babies! Why are you arguing about it? I remember I would see tweets about these movies, and they were like, oh, I just know. Like, when the trailers for the third one were coming out, they're like, I just know this is going to be an emotional masterpiece. It's going to be a roller coaster. And I'm like, what the fuck are you fucking talking about? It's fucking Sonic, dude. I can't stand that shit. You're allowed to like what you like. And I like some dumb shit. I like tokusatsu. That's probably the closest thing for me. I like Kamen Rider and Sentai. And that's for babies. That's trying to sell you toys, you know? It's for little kids. And I'm not going to say it's not. But I'm also not going to argue that it's anything better than it is. You know? Sonic fans are not that way. Sonic fans will try to elevate their baby poo-poo garbage into a tier that it doesn't belong in. They need to know their fucking place. Okay? Gokaiger, I love Gokaiger. Yes, Gokaiger's very good. I like Kamen Rider Geats as well. You can watch all of Kamen Rider Geats on YouTube for free on the official Kamen Rider. It's allowed. It's not even stolen. They just put it up. Go watch Kamen Rider Geats. It's a very, very fun show. Anyway, I don't like the Sonic movies. I'm still not giving them a score because I don't think they deserve one. They're just stupid. They're dumb. I don't like them. I like them less as time goes on. I can't stand the Sonic movies. Oh, I didn't. That's not a. We're not doing that. Not picture shows don't get scores. They're not. We're not reviewing them. The Sonic movies, yes, the Sonic movies are fine, but the discussion around them is annoying to me. I don't feel the desire to talk about Sonic movies. This is where I become like a curmudgeon. You know, it's the only thing I become a curmudgeon for. Where I'm like, I don't think anybody should be caring about Sonic movies like that. You know? I used to like the Sonic games, but no, the Sonic games are not good. There's like 3 good Sonic games, and I'm being very generous on that 3. Sonic games are generally not very good either. Sonic fans are delusional. I'm sorry. I have to be honest. What did I give Moon Knight? A 6.5? It's a 5. Moon Knight it's a 4. Moon Knight's a 4. I'm mad now. Moon Knight's getting I'm lashing out at Moon Knight. It's a 4, actually. Yeah, no, I think a 4 is fair. Again, this was in the era when, like, it wasn't offensively bad. It is not exactly accurate to the character, and I said that in the video. But it, whatever, you know, I don't know. I'll give it a 5 or 4. 4.5. 4.5. We'll do 4.5. Doctor Weirdo. That's a 7.5 for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Make it a 7. I'll make this one a 7. This was fun. I like Sam Raimi, so a 7. I like it a little less. I rewatched it. I like it a little less. Maybe a 6 if I watch it again. But right now, with my rewatch that sits in my brain, 7. Could go down again, though. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Back to Star Wars. Back to what I want to talk about. Let's talk about some Star Wars. Now, I also rewatched this video of mine. I don't do that very often. But I needed some ideas. I was kind of stumped on a project I was making, and I rewatched this for some ideas of how I should approach a video. And this is another one of those videos where I was kind of spitting. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of spitting. I was enjoying my own cooking with this one. So, one thing I don't agree with, though, is that I think I was too nice on the score. I think I was too nice on the score. It's not a 1. It's not a 1. To me, emotionally, it is a 1. But I don't think a 1 is accurate. Because I think this is slightly, like 10% overhated. People act like this is the worst Star Wars movie. And to me, for what it did to Star Wars, I can't forgive it. Because even as bad as the prequels are, they didn't kill Star Wars. This killed Star Wars in a lot of ways, you know? You can't really safely defend Star Wars as easily as you could because this movie exists. You know what I mean? It's not the worst Star Wars movie, though. Absolutely not. Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars movie. And that's never going to change. That is never going to change. There's an ad. Sorry. I got to make money somehow, you know. Attack of the Clones is worse than this. There is nothing you can defend about Attack of the Clones. I kind of feel bad for the people with an ad. Maybe we should just wait a second. I'll wait till you guys are done with your ad. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. A real, you know, I could turn the ad off, but I don't know how to do that. Ad over? Ad over? Okay. I waited for you guys. Don't say I don't do anything for you. Because I do have to talk about this. Nothing in Attack of the Clones is remotely acceptable.
My man.
You can make an argument for Revenge of the Sith, and I will hear out those arguments, and I will humor them to some degree. But I noticed even prequel fans don't defend Attack of the Clones with the same vigor. When you're on Twitter, go on Twitter, go to like any like fucking Star Wars space where they're discussing Star Wars. Notice that the prequel fans completely ignore Attack of the Clones. It's like it doesn't exist to them. They ignore it so skillfully. They always bring up the good things that like Revenge of the Sith will do, and they'll just talk about like the final fight in episode 1. But I never see anybody defend episode 2. Ever. The shots on Geonosis are cooler than the million Star Destroyers. It's the same. No, that's not that. They're not that cool. They defend the Phantom Menace to some degree, yes. I've seen a lot of people defend Phantom Menace. Yoda flying through the air with a lightsaber is ridiculous to me. I'll never like it. It's really stupid. I understand why all of George Lucas's team tried to beg him not to do it. I wish that they convinced him. That movie looks fake. It's hideous. The music's not that good. Out of all the other prequels, you can't say that movie has great music. You really can't. The plot is incomprehensible. It's the worst one. You really can't. You can't defend it. You can't defend any of the defenses that you guys have. Are just they're not accurate. The fight, the Count Dooku fight, is horrible, and that's because they had this old man doing choreography that he had no right doing. And they did the same thing in episode 3. Did the same thing. But we'll talk about that another time. I think Rise of Skywalker has like 3 good songs that people don't give it credit for. For how bad the ending is, the music in the ending is actually really good. But it's where they put the songs that is a little weird. It's where they put that when they reuse the leitmotifs from the other movies, that's bad. That's not good. But the original songs, which there aren't many of them, but the original songs are very, very good. If we're talking about music, again, episode 1, underrated score. Episode 3, overrated score. Episode 2, no thoughts on the score. It does nothing for me. This one has some bangers, but not that many. So I'm never going to defend the score that much. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that it is slightly overhated. Slightly. Again, 10% overhated. As like its own movie, like it's really lame and embarrassing in a lot of ways. It feels more like a Marvel movie than a Star Wars movie, and I think there should be a difference. I think that Disney tried to do a Marvel movie, but for Star Wars, so that they could win back faith after The Last Jedi scorned some people. And obviously they did not. They made a movie nobody likes. I've been seeing a lot of people defending this movie too much. I think they're psychopaths. I respect their right to their opinion, and I will fight for them to be able to say that dumb movies are good. But I can never understand someone who loves this movie, and they're out there. There are people that love this movie, and I can't understand it. I can't understand it. I'm not saying I'm better than you because I don't love it. I'll never say that, but I'll just say I can't. You need to convince me because I don't understand personally. But all of that to say that 5 is too generous. It's a 2. It's definitely a 2, and it's only a 2 because I want to give it a 1 for me, because this is the only Star Wars movie that I never rewatch. I would never watch it again. I never want to watch it ever again. And I've never felt that way about Star Wars. Even episode 2 is funny because it's so bad. This is bad in a different way. I think that if you just lay out the structure of the movie, it is painfully average in a way that Star Wars shouldn't be. It is like mid. It's like bad to mid. And that's why I kept flopping back between 6 and 5 and 4. Because when it's so mid, what do you give it? Like, I don't care, you know? But for what it did to Star Wars and how it made me feel about Star Wars, I have to give it. I think that's why most people hate it. You know? I think that is fair. As a movie on its own, I don't think it's a 1. Let's think about my other 1s out there. We got Suicide Squad. It's not Suicide Squad. If you think it is, you are lying to yourself. That is not accurate. That is completely. That makes Suicide Squad seem better. Suicide Squad is not better. No. We're done here. We're done. Because now you guys are speaking out your ass. You're speaking out your ass. Suicide Squad does not even constitute as a film. It does not even have a beginning, middle, and end. It is not a story. This movie is. It is. You're making me defend Rise of Skywalker, and I'm mad at you for that. Okay, you all are gonna go in timeout. I'm gonna put an ad on. You're pissing me off. It is not the same for different reasons. No, I can't do that. This is a real movie. It's just a bad one. My friends are messaging me to play Deadlock. Hold on. Anyway. It is not that bad. When I say it's overhated, this is exactly what I'm talking about. When people say it's one of the worst movies they've ever seen, you need to watch more movies. There are worse movies. Okay? It may hurt. Yes, it hurt. This movie hurts me too, but I have to be reasonable. Okay? Imagine watching this after Andor. I can't imagine that. That would probably end my life. My heart would stop. That's how I feel about that. It's a 2, and that's mostly personal because it made me hate Star Wars, and I don't like that it made me. I don't like that it brought me to that level, and I don't like that there's a Star Wars movie that I will not rewatch. I still think it's not as bad as Attack of the Clones. As a film and as a story and as a full feature-length film, I think there's no defending there's no defending Attack of the Clones. I think it's the same for this, but in a different way. Still think Attack of the Clones is worse. Anyway, more Star Wars. I already said that I don't think Boba Fett's the worst Star Wars show. And until recently, I thought this was. Because this is not a 6. This is another thing that made me hate Star Wars. These two things right after the other. Fucking I did the Rise of Skywalker video, and then immediately the next video was Obi-Wan. This is what ended it for me. This ruined Star Wars for me. This back-to-back. I say that Rise of Skywalker did it on its own. It wasn't Rise of Skywalker on its own. It was this. This was like the last nail in the coffin. This was too much for me. I don't know why I gave it a 6. Probably because I thought the last fight was kind of cool. Like, from a completely lizard brain perspective, I thought the final fight was kind of sick. I also think the fact that I like to use this Obi-Wan skin in Fortnite might affect my opinion. It's the only Obi-Wan Kenobi in Fortnite, so I use this one. That's again, it goes back to the popcorn thing. If I have the skin in Fortnite, I like using it. It taints my opinion of the project. But no, for real. This show is kind of embarrassing in a lot of ways. It is a horrible send-off to these, or it's a horrible, like, homage, I guess. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. That shot was kind of cool. I actually kind of like these little moments. I like these moments where he just sees Anakin's ghost, you know. These moments are fine. But as a whole picture, it again goes back to the marvelization of Star Wars, and I think it needs to stay away from that. Ewan McGregor's doing a good job. All these side characters? Oh my god. The Inquisitor lady is ridiculous. Baby Princess Leia is the most absurd character to throw in here. I don't understand what they were going for. I think they thought we can just do whatever and people will like it. And for some people, yeah. Look how ugly this looks. Look how hideous this show looks. It looks worse than the prequels. How the fuck do you do that? I don't understand it. This show's pretty bad. The last fight's cool. Again, like all Star Wars stuff, it's usually got like that one thing that I don't hate. But it's pretty bad. I don't even remember this. Was this in the show? The fuck is this? I saw lightsabers and it sparked a little dopamine for a second. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. Yeah, this is what really put the nail in the coffin for Star Wars for me. Because I'm like, if this is like, they didn't learn anything from Rise of Skywalker. They learned the wrong lessons. In fact, the Luke Skywalker hallway CGI hallway fight, that taught them that this was okay. And that's what really bummed me out. Because when I saw Mandalorian Season 2, and it ended with CGI Luke Skywalker, I was like, okay, I hope they don't do that again. If they don't do that again, then I'm okay. And they did it again. They basically made a whole show that was the vibe of that. Because people ate that shit up, and they knew that people liked it. Ewan McGregor's pretty good in this show, though. It's not complete dog shit. The show isn't completely awful. It has tiny things that I like. You can really tell that Ewan McGregor is doing his damnedest because he likes being Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I have to respect that because I like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's probably my favorite Star Wars character. So the fact that the show is mid makes me upset. Anyway. Stranger Things season 4? 7.5? Yeah, sure. I think the season's fine. 7. It's good if you skip the Russia stuff. I rewatched this and to lead up to the newest season, and I skipped every scene in Russia, and you didn't miss anything. You didn't miss a damn thing. So, if you skip Russia, it's pretty good. Make it a 7. If you watch Russia, it's a 6. That's my final verdict. The Boys season 3. A lot of people ask why I haven't done any more seasons of The Boys. I don't like The Boys as much anymore. That new season wasn't gripping me. The show's getting kind of annoying. It's a shame because I think it's a pretty decent show up to that point, but it's going on a little too long. If this was the end of the show, I think it would have been pretty good because this season was decent. I liked this season a lot. So I think I'd leave this here. I enjoyed this season quite a bit. If this is where it ended, I don't think that was I think it's a horrible ending. I mean, the fact that Homelander's still just chilling out. Most people just want Homelander to die. I'm not exactly of that mindset. I'm not exactly of the mindset that you need to kill Homelander for the show to have stakes. A lot of people think it's spinning its wheels because Homelander's still alive. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's trying too hard to be edgy either. I say that, but season 4 is trying a little too hard to be edgy. Gen V, that show's fucking awful. I watched like half of it, and I was like, I can't. I tapped out. I don't tap out that often. Sometimes I'm like, okay, if I can make a video out of this, I'll make a video out of it. I was like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I had to tap the fuck. It's horrible. It is such a bad show. That the writing is so cringe. That's edgy for no reason. They talk like they talk like little kids that just learned how to curse. It's really embarrassing. I have nothing good to say about Gen V. That show's terrible. That's kind of the point. No, they're young adult. They're not kids. And the thing is, I am watching adult actors deliver the dialogue. So I'm not stupid. Yeah, it was like Has-Been Hotel ass writing. It was really bad. Didn't like it. And on top of that, the plot is not engaging at all. If the plot was at least like had some intrigue, I'd kind of get it. Plot didn't do anything for me either. Anyway, Thor Love and Thunder. Definitely lower than this. Definitely lower than this. I think I was gaslit. Okay, I'll be fair. Let me justify this real quick. Let me justify this. When I went to see this movie, I went with 3 of my friends who I love very much. And the whole time on the ride home, I was dissing this movie. I said it wasn't funny. It was cringe. It was stupid. It was dumb. And I didn't like it. And they're like, you're being too mean. Everybody after that, all my fucking friends I saw it with, they were like, you're being too mean. It wasn't that bad. And I think they gas. I think I softened my opinion by the time I got to my computer and I wrote my script and I edited the video. I thought I was being a little too mean. But you know what? They've gone back and they've said, yeah, it actually kind of sucks. And I'm like, fuck you guys. They fucking tricked me. Because I came out of this saying that I hated it. And they talked me up a little bit. They said I was being a little too mean. I was not being too mean. I'm never wrong. Except when I am. I'm going to give it a 3. This is a 3. I'll give it a 3. I haven't rewatched it. I've seen clips of it. Again, I haven't rewatched it. But it lives on in my memory as a 3. It's hideous. It is a hideous movie. This is one of the worst looking Marvel movies, probably. Even when the people say the black and white like fight scene is cool looking, they say that they locked in for that scene. I disagree. I think this also looks bad. I think this also looks pretty bad. I think the CGI looks pretty fake and phony in this black and white scene. And I think that they thought they could hide it. They thought they could hide bad CG and bad special effects in black and white, and it didn't. That's not true. I can tell when something wasn't filmed for black and white and that it was an afterthought. And that is how I feel about this. It's still better than Thor 1 and 2. Yeah, I kind of weirdly agree. A lot of people like to defend Thor 1 and 2 because they're more Thor-like. I want to tell you guys a secret. I secretly went on and I read a lot of Thor. I read a lot of Thor comics after Marvel Rivals came out, and I became a big Thor one trick, and I was just playing Thor. I'm like, damn, I haven't read a lot of Thor. Let me go read a lot of Thor. And I read a lot of Thor. And people like Thor 1 and 2 because it's more Thor accurate. Like, it's more accurate to the character. And now I can say I like Thor much more as a comic book character, you know? But the movies aren't that good. They don't do that good by the character. They really don't. Like, I can't agree. I'm going to say, Taika Waititi isn't accurate to Thor either. Nobody will say he is. But I think that to make Thor interesting in the MCU, they had to do a pivot. I think that Joss Whedon started that pivot by making Thor kind of like the fish out of water, funny, like Asgardian in the modern world. He did like the thing that like the Masters of the Universe movie did in the 80s. You take a character and you pluck him into the modern world and try to make funny scenarios out of it. And I think in Ragnarok, that's good. You know? I've read some Thor here and there, all right? I read some Thor. I read the one that this is... What the fuck? God of Thunder? The one that this is based on. Or based on. They use the same villain, but it's not based on. I read that, but I went back and I read, like, the old stuff. Like when... what's the author's name? Starts with a... I have an issue right here, actually. Hold on. Let me see. I have the author over here. Oh, no, it's on the wall, actually. Hold on. Who wrote that one? I have Beta Ray Bill's first appearance on the wall. Walt Simonson. That one, yes, Simonson. I always forget his name. I read a lot of his work. I read a lot of Jason Aaron. I did a whole run through. Whereas before I just read like the good stuff. Mostly, you know, his main big books. But I went deep into the trenches. And I think that it's okay for the MCU to make their own version of the character, because after reading Thor, I fully still stand by my opinion that Thor in comic form doesn't fit Hollywood. I don't think he fit, or Hollywood at the time. Hollywood as it stood. I think that in the era of getting movies like Clash of the Titans, you can't make a screen accurate Thor movie that's anything interesting. Do you understand what I mean? That makes sense. And that's why they had to kind of They had to tweak him a little bit for the audience at the time, and then I think they went too far in that direction for this movie. So, I'm fine with Goofy Thor, but if you overdo Goofy Thor, you lose what makes Thor interesting. You really lose track of what makes him cool. Because at his core, Thor is cool because he's a fucking Giga Chad. You have to keep Thor as like the strongest, coolest guy around. He is the mightiest Avenger. You have to remember that. If you lean too hard in the other direction, you lose the Giga Chad aspect of him. Thor needs to be fucking awesome, exactly. And if you make him too funny, you lose the awesome, you know? So yeah, 5.5 is way too high. It's probably a 3. Thor and Infinity War? Yeah, Thor and Infinity War is a great balance. I think that Ragnarok also pushes him a little too far in that direction, but the movie's pretty fun, so I excuse it. I think that Infinity War is the best balance of his character for the movies. You know? Oh yeah, Thor the New Ultimates is also pretty cool, but yeah, he's not in it too much. He's like normal Thor to me. He's like still pretty standard. Anyway, that was a lot of ranting. I just had to express that I've become more of a fan of the character in recent years. I still love reading a Thor comic. I like the most recent run where the most recent run, Thor literally fights MCU Thor, and that's very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, Nope. Why did I review Nope? It's not like it's not worth reviewing. It's just I'm shocked. I don't remember reviewing it. I do not remember reviewing this. I like Nope. I like Nope a lot. 8.5? Yeah, sure. That's fine. Yeah. Okay with that. I love a good theme. And I think Nope has great themes. Great subtext. Very subtle subtext. I love subtext that, like, if, like, your coworker goes to see the movie, they're like, oh, it was kind of boring. Like, I didn't even see the monster that much. They missed the subtext. It wasn't for them. Went over their head a little bit. I like that kind of subtext where, like, I can definitely see the intent, and I liked it. Miss Marvel, though. What the fuck did I give Miss Marvel? Got 6 really was the new, like, standard MCU score, wasn't it? Yeah, no, Miss Marvel wasn't that good. But it goes back to intent. No, it's a 5. This is like a very normal whatever show for me. I remember I thought it would suck ass. I thought it'd be like a 1. And when I watched it, I think I was surprised that I didn't hate it. So I probably was a little nicer on it. But no, that might be a 5. Might be a 4, but for now it'll be a 5. I don't care that she doesn't have stretchy powers. I just don't care. I don't really give a shit. I don't love Miss Marvel as a character. Her comics, like, are fine. They are fine. They've gotten worse. She's a lot worse in the comics now that she's a mutant and she's hanging around the mutants too much. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. I don't particularly enjoy that. But, you know, I don't care. I don't care about Miss Marvel as a character. I think that when she started off and her first run, she was like a novel idea. I think that was a good time for her, but I think they overuse her in a way that I don't enjoy. Iman Vellani loves the character clearly, and she brings a lot to the character. She makes the character more lovable for sure, because she fits the character super well. I just don't like the character very much, you know? I don't mind her. Like, I don't dislike Miss Marvel as a character. It's just, I like her more than Carol. I'll say that. I like her more than Carol. A lot more than Carol. But she doesn't do that much for me as a character, so it's hard to get excited for her. Werewolf by Night. Another thing I rewatched. This lived in my memory positively. I wonder what I gave it. What did I give you? 8? Probably leave it there. Yeah, I'd leave it there. A fun little side project. I'm okay with it. That's an 8. Oh, She-Hulk. Oh wait, hold on. I was supposed to open this in a separate tab. Where's Shulk? Oh god, we're nowhere near being done. This is gonna take forever. Okay, lightning round again. I can't ramble. She-Hulk, Shulk. I love that the most viewed, most replayed is the end of the video. Interesting. I gave it a 2? Oh, because they spoiled Sopranos, yeah. That's accurate, actually. Yeah. She-Hulk might be like a 6.5, but like I still hold the opinion it's not nearly as bad as anybody says it is. Forced hate. Probably the most forced hate. This show is not trying, it's trying something a little different. It's being like a stupid, goofy comedy show. So people saying that it's not taking itself seriously enough, I don't know what the fuck you're fucking talking about. They made Hulk a joke? Yeah, that's the point. It's a comedy show. It's a fucking comedy show. I like the last episode. Last episode's so bad, I disagree. I like the last episode. I think it's fine. Yeah, this show trolled people and they fell for it. That is exactly it. The show like pointed at people and laughed at them, and then they were like, "How dare you point and laugh at me?" Like, I didn't understand why the hate. I mean, probably because I'm not misogynistic. I get that could be very difficult. If I was misogynistic, I'd probably hate the show, but I'm not, so I didn't see a problem with it. I normally don't like to pull that card. I normally don't like to say, if you hate this, you hate women. But a lot of people that don't like this show, they don't like women. That you can't argue against it. There are a lot of people that don't like it that aren't misogynistic, obviously. If it's not funny to you, yeah, I thought it was funny sometimes, and I thought it wasn't funny other times. But overall, I thought it was fine. Sometimes it was funny. It was trying to be funny, and I thought it was okay. You know. But there are a lot of people, you can't deny that, a lot of people who saw Megan Thee Stallion twerking and they're like, this is so stupid. I fucking hate women. You have to admit, you can't argue with it. You can't argue against that. They love to say bad faith. They watched it in bad faith. And they are the number one group of people that watch things in bad faith. Blade. Let's see Blade real quick. Let's burn through these real quick. Haven't seen this video. Don't know what the hell I gave these. I think I gave this a 7. 7.5. I'll bump it up a little bit. I don't think Blade is like a masterpiece or anything, but it's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. It's a fun movie. I don't really like Blade 2, so yeah, I'm not surprised that I gave it a 5. I don't hate it, I don't love it, I think it is a 5. Yeah, I'm not that. I don't have anything else to say. I agree with this. It's still a 5. Blade 3. Oh, you guys are giving me the scores ahead of time. 2? Gave it a 2? Yeah. I'll leave it at a 2. Not funny enough to be a 3. Wakanda Forever. I think Wakanda Forever is fine. Yeah, I'll leave it at an 8. A little underwhelming in retrospect. Maybe a 7. But for now, I'll leave it at an 8. I haven't seen it again, so maybe I'll think differently. This is one of the ones I'll have to watch again. I had no desire to watch it again. I think this stuff was a little annoying. I'll leave it where it's at. I'll leave it at an 8 because I'm not actually sure. All right, Lord of the Rings. What, I give these all 10s? I probably gave these all 10s. Man, what the fuck? Did I review all of them in one chunk? I don't have any memory of making this video. I put more... I had to think harder for the Hobbit one. The Hobbit half. I don't even need it. They're all 10s. All 3 of them are 10s. Leave me alone. 10, 9, and 9. I reckon. I actually like that, yeah. That's what I gave it. Is that what I gave it? $10.99. I stand by that. The first movie is one of my favorite movies ever made. The other two, not so much. Not so much. All right, these movies. Holy shit. The hell? I don't even remember making these. I don't remember any of the jokes I was making in these movies. This is a. I was probably had some brain fog. I had a gas leak. The fuck did I give these, bro? What did I give these damn movies? Oh, here we go. An okay out of 10 is really funny because that's how I feel right now as well. That might be how I feel. I gave it an okay, a bad, and a dumb. Is that for real? What? I don't remember that at all. Whoa. I agree with that. I agree with that. These are not real movies to me, so like I agree. I do think these movies are like fake movies, and that they are they're emblematic of what's wrong with Hollywood at times. I agree with this. I'm not giving them scores. I like this better. This is funnier. These aren't getting corrected because I fully agree. Like the first one didn't offend me, but I still was not happy that it existed. It gets an okay. Yeah. The second one is really bad. Yeah. And what I give the last one, an awful or a dumb. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This one's the worst one though. This one is the worst one. This one's really fucking bad. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Truly. This is up there. If I had to give this a score, this is a 1 for me. For sure. Yeah. This is on that level of there's no redeemable aspect to this at all. When I think about, when you guys argue with me that Rise of Skywalker is one of the worst movies ever made, I think about this. I think about Legolas running on rubble, fighting a guy he never fought in the book, doing things that he wouldn't do. Yeah, this reminds me why I do what I do. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Oh god, this is gonna take so long. Okay, let's speedrun. Mithrigan. God, Mithrigan is an industry plant. You guys remember when they tried to like make the second movie a thing and no one watched it? Megan is a 5 out of 10 movie. This is like the most movie that ever movied. I'll keep it there. Avatar 2, 8.5. 7.5. Avatar 2 is not my favorite. Avatar 3 is my favorite now. But it was my favorite at the time, so. Fabelmans? What the fuck did I give Fabelmans? Like a 10? What the hell? Where's Fabelmans? Oh, it's over here. I like this movie. 9? Sure. I'll give it a 9. I'll leave it there. Banshees. I'd give Banshees a 9 now. 9.5? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. The broccoli movies aren't Hot D. Oh, I did Hot D. I liked Hot D season 1 quite a bit, actually. I gotta watch that new show. I know the new show is good. I was thinking about making a quickie on the new show, the Dunkin' Egg show. Yeah, Hot D 8.5. I'm fine with that. I think Hot D was pretty good. The vegetables, yeah, I know you guys actually enjoyed the vegetables. Not everybody does though. That's why they're called the vegetables. You know, you have to have an adult palate to enjoy vegetables. Tar, I love Tar. Tar's awesome. I really like Tar. It's funny to go from Tar to Puss in Boots. It's like really funny to go from Tar to Puss in Boots. Ooh, I might bump Tar to a 10. Might bump Tar to a 10. Tar might be a 10. Tar's a 10. Tar's getting bumped up to a 10, personally. I love Tar. Tar is a good one. Pussy Boots. Puss in Boots is... I give it a 9. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. On a recent rewatch, the little kid nonsense kind of grated on me a little bit. Just a little more than usual. It's a very strong 8, though. Maybe like an 8.5, but like it's strong. It's strongly up there. Still a great animated movie. Why is this 3 hours already? Because there's so many damn movies. 7 for the menu? Sure. Sure. Glass Onion. 7.5 for Glass Onion. 7 for Glass Onion. Bump that down a little bit. I like it more than Wake Up Dead Man.
My man.
Well, probably marginally so. Probably like marginally. No. Oh, it's like, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same, but in a different way. Yeah. It's kind of the same in a different way. Because I like the narrative structure of them both, but in different ways. They're both 7s in different ways. Yeah. Glass Onion is the worst, easy. They're all the same to me. I think the first one's the best one, and then the rest are like, the other two are kind of like the same. Glass Onion, like, it doesn't, I don't mind it at all. I think I could agree that it probably is the worst, but they're all kind of the same to me. They're all kind of the same to me. I see them the same way. I really, I don't have very strong opinions on any of them. Knives Out is the best one. Yeah, actually, I'll say Knives Out is the best one. And the other two, either way you slice it, I don't like either of them as much as the first one. Do you know what I mean? You didn't care for Glass Onion? I think that you'd be fine. If you like the first one, the third one is more like the first one. You know? I don't think you dislike it. RR is so fucking good. I rewatch this movie frequently. That's a 10. This is a 10. Easy 10. Easiest 10 of my life. This is like the another like Everything Everywhere All at Once type movie where like so many people will make fun of you for saying it's as good as it is, but it is really that good, man. It's really that good. You can go watch it on Netflix. It's right there waiting for you. Same with Sinners. Yeah, I agree with Sinners. Yeah. No, it's amazing. Rehearsal. I rewatched Rehearsal season 1. I didn't like it as much as a 10. I give it a 9. Just slightly. I liked it slightly less. I never watched Rehearsal season 2. I don't think emotionally I can take a Nathan Fielder project right now at this point in my life. I think I need to be emotionally ready for it. X and Pearl. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I thought Pearl was fine. Superman's in it. X isn't very good. I don't know. I don't really care about those ones. I'm not even gonna think to correct those. I probably feel the same way. I haven't rewatched them. Barbarian a 9? Yeah, I like Barbarian a lot. I like Barbarian quite a bit. Quite a bit. I gave Andor a 10, I believe, right? Andor season 1 I like less than season 2. I give season 1 a 9 and season 2 a 10. I like season 2 way more. If anything, season 2 I enjoyed so much that it makes season 1 pale in comparison, only slightly. X and Pearl, didn't realize you were reviewing Pokemon games. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I think Andor starts off a little slow. But I would say that like the first story arc of season 2 is also quite slow. Season 1 has the Luthen speech, and that is good. It also has the prison, and I do like the heist subplot. But season 2 just, I love the way the characters work in season 2 more. I like the characters in season 2 a lot more. I like Mon Mothma more. I like his girlfriend more. I like Luthen just a little bit more too. Anyway, Ant-Man. I probably gave this way too high of a score. Let's see. 5. Yeah, that's gonna go lower, huh? That's gonna go lower. That's gonna go lower. Now, a lot of people argued with me when I said that the other 2 movies were better than this. That I said that this was better than the other 2. I don't know why we're defending Ant-Man 1 and 2, first of all. Ant-Man 1 and 2 they're not worth defending, okay? I'll give this a 4. No, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. I didn't rewatch this. I never rewatched this movie. Did I? I actually think I have seen bits of it again. God, I don't remember. Ant-Man 2 kind of is, or Ant-Man 1 kind of is. Ant-Man 1 might be, Ant-Man 1 might be better than this. Ant-Man 2 is not. These are both bad. Ant-Man 2 and 3 are both bad. I'm not arguing with that. They're both bad. But they're both like the same to me. I think that I would argue that 2 and 3 are on the same level for me. Ant-Man 1, I'd have to rewatch it, but I think I could agree that it's better than this, yeah. Now that I think about it, 2 is the worst MCU movie. You could be right. I'm not going to rewatch it and tell you you're wrong. 2 might be worse, but we're really splitting hairs here. You got to admit. You can't lie. We're kind of getting lost in the weeds by arguing if 2 and 3 are worse than each other. I think this kind of further reinforces that I'm right in saying they're about the same. But I'll say 1 is mostly inoffensive. I'll agree with that. Yeah. 1 is like whatever. And the other 2 are kind of bad. So, yeah. We'll sit on that. And then I did a current state of MCU. Oh, Last of Us. Last of Us show. 8. Quality-wise, this is like where we get this is where it gets weird, because like I can agree with myself here and say it's an 8. But like I dislike this show so much more that I want to give it less, but that's out of spite. That's not really fair. You know? I think 8's fine. The season 1 is fine. Like it's really not bad. The game is a little better, yeah, in some ways. RE4 Remake? What'd I give it? 10? Yeah, I love this game. RE4 Remake's awesome. Hate for this one is forced to. I love RE4 Remake. Mario movie? Probably give it a fucking sticker. Yeah. Whatever. What is RE2? Oh, RE2 is an 11. RE2 Remake is an 11 for me. It's one of my favorite games ever made. I love RE2 Remake. Guardians 3. 9. Yeah. Yeah. I'll leave it there. I like Guardians 3 a lot. Yep. Easy. No corrections needed. Now, Spider-Verse. Let's think about this. 9 asterisk. I still kind of stand by this. I still kind of stand by this. With potential to go higher or lower once the sequel's out. Now remember, I said it might never come out. You guys said I was crazy. But, am I wrong? Still isn't out. It was supposed to have been out, you know? So, this movie is special to me. So I'll leave it where it's at right now. There's no reason to change it right now. I still like it the same way I did. I recently, last time I saw my dad, which I don't visit him very often. We watched the Spider-Verse movies, and he didn't say a fucking word during the first one. He sat and watched it complete. He didn't make any comments or anything. And my dad, he likes to yap, he likes to joke, he's like me, you know? He's like me. So he didn't say anything in the first one, right? And I was like, damn, did he even like it? I was like, I didn't know if he liked it. And it ended. He's like, that was good. And I'm like, yeah, there's another one too. It's streaming on Netflix. He's like, put it on. It was like 10 p.m. I thought he'd fall asleep. He never does that. He never tells me, let's watch a second movie? He's like 60 years old. I didn't think it was possible. I'm like, okay, shit. I had to jump on the opportunity. I immediately put on the second one. And when the title drop happens, right after Gwen's intro, when it like the music builds up to her like being invited through the portal, and then it cuts, and then the titles start, his only reaction to both movies was he went, damn. That was it. That's special to me. Right when that music drops, he went, damn. Yeah. And I can't adjust the score. I gotta leave it where it's at. Yeah, he loved the second one. I think he liked the second one more than the first one. I like the first one more than the second one, but that's just me, personally. I also have to say that if the third one doesn't deliver, the second one is so much worse. So I'll leave it where it's at. Let me find out. My girlfriend's not home. Let me find out what's going on. Oh, there she is. She's at the sauna. She's at the spa with my friends. I wasn't invited. I can't go to the spa because I have to work. Anyway. Flash. Flash is an interesting one for me. I feel like I gotta rewatch this. I've always said people talk about the Flash movie like they saw it. And I still hold that opinion. People talk about this movie like they watched it. They didn't watch it. 7's way too high, though. 7's way too high. 7's way too high. But I will say, and I'm going to say what I said. I'm going to say what I said. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I really don't. Now, it's one of those movies where I think it's so stupid that when it's dumb, I don't care. When the effects are bad, I think it's funny. And when the movie's not being bad, I'm like, oh, it's actually not being bad right now. It's a really weird movie because there's a lot of parts of it that really aren't that bad. Like, I do not mind young, annoying Barry Allen. I really didn't mind him. There's parts of this that are so atrocious. And then there's parts that are like actually really trying. It's a very weird movie. I really feel like I have to make a video on it entirely because it's a strange film. It's so odd. The ending is like bad. The final battle's awful. The middle chunk and some of the beginning is not bad at all. It's super weird. Weird movie. So it's hard. This is a hard one. It's not a 7. That's for sure. It's definitely not a 7. Closer to a 6, maybe a 5. But I'd have to rewatch it. It is so weird. It's such a weird movie. Because like it gave me the feeling of watching a bad superhero movie that sometimes had good stuff in it. So like I was like laughing my fucking ass off in the final battle that has like the god awful CGI and fucking video game cutscenes. It's so fucking funny. And then it has like egregiously awful resurrected dead actors in the last like encounter. Batman blows up for no reason. It is so funny. But then it also has stuff that I honestly, legitimately do not think is that bad. So it's a very curious case. There is no I mean it when I say this. There is no superhero movie that is quite like Flash. And that is not exactly a good thing, but it is a true statement. I definitely have to do a movie on this. It needs it needs analysis. It needs it really bad. So I can't. It's not a 7, but I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I have no clue what I would give it. I really don't know. All right, let's go to Barbenheimer. But whoop, Oppenheimer. It's a 10. I probably gave it one. Nah, I'm bumping it up. It's a 10. Oppenheimer is a fucking masterpiece. It is so goddamn good. Oppenheimer rocks. It's a 10. I'm bumping that up. Barbie 7.5. No, I'll bump Barbie down to a 6, actually. Barbie's going to 6 territory. Barbie, I don't think has lived on very well in my memory. I rewatched it as well. Nah. Barbie's a 6. It's not bad. It's funny. A lot of the time it's funny. But it's a movie theater movie for sure. Yeah, you watch this once in the theater, you probably should never watch it again. It's fun in the moment, but like, you can tell that it was co-written by a dude. That's really weird. You know? I expected more of this introspection type stuff. Again, it goes back to like what I say sometimes. I've seen her do better. I love Lady Bird. I love Little Women. Greta wrote it with someone else. She didn't write it alone. I don't know why Ken is the main character of the Barbie movie. When you said, if you, like, right before this movie came out, if someone had said that to me, I'd be like, that can't be right. Ken is too good of a character and too interesting and too funny for the movie's own good. To the point where Barbie is not the main character. I can safely say, I don't think she's the main character of the movie. Like, for the whole last chunk of the movie, she's not even really there. It's Ryan Gosling just putting his entire pussy into the movie, so, hey. It's getting bumped down, though. Lotus, I don't think ever got a score. Now, forgive me. I'm not doing this. I'm not going through all this again, okay? We're not ranking every superhero movie again. We're not. I'm vetoing this. We're not doing that. We're gonna be here all fucking day. I'm actually making progress, okay? So give me a break. Spider-Man 2 video game. Hold on. I do have things to say. I might have some things to say. I might have a little to say. I don't know. I gotta think about it. 8. Huh. Worse than you remember? Yeah, honestly, it is. It is. Gameplay-wise, like, the combat is very fun, you know? But it's not Spider-Man-y enough. If I was feeling particularly bitter, I'd give it a 7. Oh, no, a 6. I would give it a 6. I think I'm going to lean on a 7. If I pull myself and what I like out completely, it's a 7. If I put what I enjoy in Spider-Man and what I enjoy in video games into play, it turns into a 6. So that's a toughie. Maybe a 6.5, just to be fair, you know? It's not a bad game. Like, it's not a bad video game. But, like, it's a Spider-Man game, so I have to think about Spider-Man, you know? The fact that the Osborn curse is in it, that is really funny. I think the first one is better as a overall package. Excuse me. It's like the characters in this game are really bad. They're horrible, dude. They're really, really, really bad. It is written like I think someone said the characters are written like their bosses are listening in the other room and they don't want to get fired. They do talk to each other like coworkers. They don't talk like real people at all. It's so odd. The story stinks. MJ's another one of those things. Like, I will never agree with the sewer people who say that Mary Jane she has a man face and they need to make her hot, and then the game is fixed. Those are people that live in the sewers. Those are mutants, and I don't respect them as living beings on this planet. But I think Insomniac is trying to make MJ this like fucking cool, tough as nails lady with no personality. And like she ends up being nothing. She's nothing. She's a nothing character. And for some reason, they took the criticism wrong. They were like, oh, people didn't like her in the first game. They must all be misogynistic. And they doubled down and they just gave her a gun in the second. I'm like, no, it's not the fact that she didn't have combat. It's the fact that she is a flat character. She doesn't offer or enhance anything in the story. She doesn't really enhance anything as far as Peter's journey goes. And I'm not saying that the female character only exists to service Peter Parker, but in the case of Mary Jane Watson, she kind of does. In the case of some superheroes, the female character has to be intrinsically linked to the main character because she is a side character at the end of the day. You know? And you do have to remember that. So, I don't know. I think that they're taking the wrong lessons away. They're like, oh, we'll just make her cooler. We'll give her a gun. That's not the answer, man. You got to just not put MJ as a playable character in Spider-Man. I want to be Spider-Man. I want to be the Spider-Man. Don't make me play as a supporting character. I would feel the same way if you made me run around as Harry Osborn. Normal ass Harry Osborn, walking around and picking up fucking trinkets off the shelves and be like, I have to analyze this at the lab. Hey, Peter, what do you think about this? I don't care what character it is. I don't want to play as them. I want to be Spider-Man. Anyway. I think that Insomniac knows that these games will be a hit. And they don't understand what makes them a hit all the time. And I think they pad out the experience with dumb shit. And I think Miles is one of the worst versions of a superhero in this game. This is not, like, I don't even like comic Miles very much. But somehow he's better than this guy. This guy is a dork. This guy is a chud. Miles in this game is the most I was written by a white guy ass character that I've ever seen. He's so nothing. He's nothing. He is not a character. I can't stand him. If you're comparing Miles to Spider-Verse Miles, it's day and night. It's not even fucking close. Anyway, I'll bump it down to a 6.5 for now. I can't decide. All right, so now officially, I think I can now say with that one, we're officially getting to the point where I don't think my opinions are going to change that much. I'm inclined to say that Batman might be the cutoff. I'm going to scan the aisles. Cuz this is a year ago. Where we're officially in year ago territory, right? Kinda. This is a year ago. This is officially a year ago. So maybe we'll go up to this year. I'll scan it, but I don't think I'm gonna have too many new opinions. Let me scan Batmans. The Batmans. Oh. Did I? Oh, I rated Adam West. Damn, this is gonna make this really hard, huh? It's gonna make my life very difficult. I don't know what I gave this. 7? I'll say, yeah, that sounds right. I'll stick with that. My 89. 7.5. Yeah, I still stick with that too. Batman Return. Oh God, I don't like Batman Returns, but I know I didn't exactly talk about him right away. It's right after Eat Floor. Yeah. Okay. I remember this. See, I remember making the video. That's how I know that if I remember the video, That's how you know that I think my opinions probably didn't change too much, because this is still fresh in my mind. 5 is still accurate. Yeah, I agree with that. Batman Forever. I like Batman Forever a little bit. Yeah, I think, guys, I don't think I'm gonna change my opinions on these movies yet. This is 2 years is a little too recent. 2 years is a little too recent. 1 year is especially too recent. 7 I agree with that. I agree with 7 out of 10 for Batman Forever. I think our new cutoff is gonna have to be Spider-Man video game. The Spider-Man video game is the new cutoff. 4 months was my cutoff last time. It was like a soft cutoff, though. I wasn't really changing any of the scores at that point, was I? Like, let's keep scanning. I don't think the Batman movies are going to change. Nimona. I didn't like Nimona very much. What did I give it, dude? Whatever. I only watched it once. Holdovers I like a lot. What did I give Holdovers? Man, I don't remember doing some of these. Yeah, 9.5 is fine. I like Holdovers a lot. What is this? Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. I like this movie a lot, too. I think I'd say 8. If I give it an 8, we're moving on, man. I don't know what to tell you. Can I tell me what the fuck I gave it? The hell did I give this damn movie? I gave it 8.5? Is that true? Why did I put my damn scores on these? I'm gonna kill Marcus from 2 years ago. I give it an 8. I think that movie's really fun. Poor Things. Ooh. I like Poor Things a lot. I don't like him in it. I'm a minority in that. I don't really like him in that. Oh, okay. 9.5. Sure. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Mando season 3. I didn't finish Mando season 3. Or if I did, I don't remember it. Maybe I did. I don't remember if I finished it or not. I can't give that one. Kung Fu Panda. I'm not reviewing. I'm not going over Kung Fu Panda. Now I don't feel any differently, guys. I don't feel any differently. So how many things are we going through? I'm gonna scan the aisles. Creed is a 10. I love Creed. One Piece Netflix is awful. I hate it. Talk to Me is fine. Killer I liked. Yeah, 8. I agree with that. Godzilla? 9? Yeah. Yeah, I agree with 9. The MCU Power Hour. What the hell did I give these? Oh, because yeah, I forgot. What the fuck did I give a 1? No, it's a 1. It's a 1. It's a 1. It's a 1. What was a 1? I didn't. Let's not kid ourselves. That shit sucked. Is movie. That's exactly the way we'll put it. It's an airplane movie. Because Secret Invasion is bad. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Secret Invasion is the worst show. Secret Invasion is the worst Marvel show. Yeah, I agree with that. I fully agree with that. It's close to a 0. Yeah, that is actually, it is close to a 0. It's really bad. I will never give a 0 though. I'll never give a 0. That's just maybe. Have I ever given a 0? Maybe I'm talking out my ass. I don't want to give it a 0 though. It's a 1. I'll leave it at a 1. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, guys, I don't think I'm changing these.
Is it just me, or does it feel...
It is just me. Yeah. Yeah. I think I might have to bump up the cutoff. Like, I changed my mind, but I don't think I changed my mind that much. You know, like, I already know I feel the same way right now about X-Men 97 as I did 2 years ago. You know? Let's check Madam Web. Madam Web is so funny. Madam Web is so funny. My feelings are crystallizing. Yeah, I'll leave it at a 3. This movie is I love this movie. It's so fucking good. Let's check Deadpool. I think if anything's changed, Deadpool might be subject to change. The dog pool stuff is kind of annoying. I just don't like, I'm not a dog person, so dog shit cringes me out. Like all the crypto stuff in Superman, I actually deleted a whole rant from the Superman video where I was ranting about crypto, and I was talking about how like dog people insist upon themselves. I didn't feel like getting people on my ass for that one. I feel like I didn't want to get people on my ass. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that be. You know? White people's annoying ass unbehaved dogs. Yes, that is exactly. That was part of the rant. That was part of the rant. So. Anyway. 7 for Deadpool 3. I give it a 6, like the other Deadpool movies. I would give it a 6. Not meant to rewatch. You're not meant to watch that movie more than once. You're supposed to watch it in a theater opening day with a full-ass theater so that when you don't like the jokes, you can go down, eat a handful of your popcorn. You hear the other people laugh at the joke around you, and it makes the joke a little funnier when they laugh around you, you know? But, yeah. I'm curious. We're officially, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm cutting it off at Spider-Man 2. I did not change do not feel any differently on. I really, really, really don't. And I especially don't in the last year. From here onward, I absolutely do not feel any differently. Okay? Especially here. These movies, I haven't changed my opinion on these at all. No. So, what is that? 4 more things? What's the point? what's the fucking point? I've made less videos over the past few years. I've noticed that. Like, I used to review fucking anything I saw. Like Mario movie, that is premier Cosmonaut ketchup quality movie right there. That is a supremo Cosmonaut ketchup film. You know? I was hungry back then. I think I just was more... I didn't care. I just put up a quickie if I thought you guys wanted to hear my opinion. Now I'm like, they don't need to hear my opinion. Even if you guys really still want to, you can wait for the catch up. And you usually do. You usually do. I think definitely earlier here, like way down here, when we have like, I'm looking for the real weird stuff. Yeah, like a Neo Yokio Christmas special. That's because I already did Neo Yokio. I feel like I had to. Halloween, that's still never going to not be weird to me. Why the fuck did I review Halloween? Yeah, I just did whatever. I just didn't care. I was just having fun with it. Now I like to talk about things that I like to talk about, you know? If it's a whatever movie, and we get a lot more whatever movies nowadays, then I don't feel like I need to talk about it that much, you know? Or if I do, it'll be an off the cuff ass quick discussion. You know? The past year, I don't feel any differently about these. Let's see. This is one that I probably would be a little harsher on. Depends. What I give it. What'd you give it, Marky? What'd you give it? 4? Yep, I agree. I agree. Oh, I put Joker. Let me pull up Joker 2 again real quick. Joker 2 is kind of worth... Oh, I was talking about Transformers. Yeah, I like Transformers 1. It's a fun movie. It's a fun-ass movie. 3? Ugh, okay. Last one. Now, officially, the cutoff this time is Spider-Man 2 video game. Like, yes, there is a lot of stuff that I could do, but I scanned through these just now. My opinions just have not changed. I'm trying to squeeze out thoughts. I don't have any. You know, I feel like I just watched these, right? So here's officially like these Batman reviews. I don't feel any differently about any of these. I feel like I just made these videos. I'm gonna leave it there. But Joker 2, not a 3. Not a 3. Joker 2 is a 1. I don't know why I felt the need to be nice to Joker 2. Joker's a 1. Probably again because I was so baffled by it that I feel like 1 is prestigious. 1 is like a 1 out of 10 for me. I don't give those out willy-nilly. Same way as a 10 out of 10. 1 out of 10s are very important to me. Right? But as such, I didn't want to give it a 1 right away opening week, you know? It's the same way I don't really want to give a movie that just came out a 10. I gotta let it marinate. I gotta let it cook in my brain a little bit, you know? What prevents The Amazing Spider-Man 2 from being a 1? Amazing Spider-Man 2 is funny. It is a very funny movie. And it has a really cool opening scene. Or not the opening scene. The opening scene's with the fucking airplane, but like the first few scenes of Peter being Spider-Man, like the first like little chunk, that's not so bad. That's really not that bad. Then it gets bad. It gets really bad as it goes. This movie is bafflingly bad. This is another one of those things where there's nothing good about it. There isn't a single good thing in this movie. A 2 for the cinematography. Yeah, it doesn't look bad most of the time. I'll say that. I'll agree with that. Why is Fant 4 Stick isn't a 1? Fant 4 Stick isn't a 1 because, again, like I just said, it's a real movie for a few scenes. A 1 is a 1 because I see no value in the film in any degree. In any aspect. You know? But that's just how I feel. Is it though? Yeah, it is. You gotta watch the movie again. Up until they go to Dirt Planet, to Rock Planet, it's like a normal movie. It's like there's really nothing wrong with it up to that point. Like the acting is good. The performances like are pretty decent. It's doesn't have like weird like executive meddling yet. It's like a normal movie. Are people arguing in favor of Joker 2? I don't think they are. They're arguing for other random shit that you guys are throwing at me because you realize I'm looking at the chat. Joker 2 worse than Suicide Squad? No. No, it's not. It is not. Acting and performances? You know, I have to talk off the cuff, all right? You try it. Let's see you try it. Wise guy. Let's see you take a crack at it. Will Joker 2 get a full video? It's also on the list. If anything, I'll end you guys off with the list of potential videos. Things that probably deserve a video of their own. The MCU overall, like the multiverse saga is getting a video. You can put that down on your calendar. In 2 years, it will get a video. For 110%. I've already started writing it. I've already planned it out. When Avengers Secret Wars comes out, I will accompany it with a review of all of the not the Infinity Saga, the Multiverse Saga. I'll do all the Multiverse Saga. I'm still not sure how I'm going to handle the shows, because I don't want to rewatch the shows, but I might have to. So, we'll see. But that video is definitely happening. That's not one that I'm ever going to go back on. I will make it. The only thing that will make me not make it is if Secret Wars gets pushed to another year. I want to do it along with Secret Wars. So whenever Secret Wars comes out, that's when the video comes out. Okay? Because I have to put it in there, you know? It's like 40 projects. Whatever. I'll do it. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I will suffer through it. Not all of them I have to rewatch, you know. Some of these end of the year videos take a long time because I gotta watch stuff I never seen. Like M. Night Shyamalan took a long time. Had watched a lot of things I never seen. Superman took a long time. Watched a lot of stuff I'd never seen. I've seen just about every MCU thing that there is to be watched. There's like a handful that I never watched. So, you know. It'll be one big ass video. I'll start it in like September. So it's no big deal. It will get done. That's what's going to happen. It's in 2 years. So enjoy it when it happens. As for other things, Joker 2 is on there, but it's like Morbius. Morbius and Joker 2 are at the bottom of the tier list right now because I don't have a lot to say. Really not a lot to talk about because they are very uninteresting stories. There's not a lot of really, really, really bad stuff to make fun of. There's nothing good to compliment it on. Everything that's bad is like the normal kind of bad. When a movie is bad just because hour to hour it is boring you to tears, that's a very hard video to make, you know? It's a very hard video to make. So they're on the list. It's not a no. It's not I'll never make videos on them, but they are contenders for worst superhero movies videos. The Flash is at the top of the list. I feel like The Flash has to be talked about. I haven't really seen anybody do a video on The Flash yet. I feel like The Flash has to get a video. It's such a weird movie. And I didn't realize that until we were talking about it today. Me and you all speaking about this movie and how strange it is. I think it is an underexplored topic as well. I could agree with that. Wonder Woman 1984, also on the list. That is a movie where it is very easy to point out what makes it bad. Yeah. I think that those two are much closer to getting full videos. So don't be surprised if I make a Flash why it sucks. Because I think that would be interesting. It'd be interesting to analyze. I feel like I have to throw out a few more worst superhero movies videos on just like one movie. Because if I do multiple movies, I burn myself out sometimes, you know? That's what happened last year. I kind of only wanted to do Fant Four Stick, but I felt like I had to talk about the other Fantastic Four movies because I had already teased doing videos on them, you know? I do have to do I think we are going to get a worst superhero movies video for Supergirl because like Supergirl is like the original bad superhero movie. She like started it. In the same way Superman started good superhero movies, she started bad ones. So when her new movie comes out, maybe I'll do what I did with Fantastic Four and I'll put that out as a companion piece. And Kraven, I have to watch Kraven to see if it's funny enough to do a video on. You know? Ghost Rider, yeah, Ghost Rider's always on the list. Some things have always been on the list. Same thing as like Fantastic Four has always been on the list. It's just a matter of when to do it. You know, I waited until it was trending. I waited a really long time to do my Fantastic Four video. My Fantastic Four and Fant Four Stick videos, I've just said I'll wait until the MCU makes Fantastic Four. I said that for many years. I'm a patient guy because I know you guys are going to want to watch the videos eventually, you know? Spider-Man Correction, that's also a potential video, yes. But I don't really want to make a video where I just sit and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel that way anymore. I think I need to. Because, like, again, it bothers me that it's one of my most viewed videos. A video where, like, I don't really feel the same way that people think I do. I hate when people don't know me. And they're like, oh, let me look up your YouTube. And then they see this and they're like, oh. I don't agree with that. You're a stupid fucking moron idiot. Clickbait is just too fun. It's too fun. I don't do clickbait as much anymore. But it was fun back then. This is an era of beautiful clickbait. It was so fun to do clickbait back then. Then they kind of made it, YouTube actually made it kind of illegal to do too much clickbait. I don't know if you guys know that. If your thumbnail and title are too misleading, you can get your video removed. I don't know if you knew that. It's a newer thing. So I don't dabble in the art, the forbidden arts anymore. Yeah, these are a lot of views, huh? It's kind of weird. Some of these I don't even get paid for. Some of these are free videos. Are any of the videos from the last few years? Oh, yeah. I think 6 years is acceptable. It's acceptable. That is an acceptable cutoff. Death Note is why is Death Note up here? That's really funny to me. That is really funny. I don't remember. I couldn't tell you a single thing I say in that video. 8 years is like, that is no idea. Completely gone. I think the Suicide Squad video is yeah, that one's pretty recent. I still believe the things I said in that. I probably still believe the things I said in this, honestly. If anything, I think the most likely video you guys will get from me this year, like one that probably will happen. I don't want to say probably, because again, if I say it, I don't do it. But I kind of want to talk about the Star Wars prequels again. I feel like every once in a while, I gotta go in and grab prequel fans by the scruff of their neck and like drag them away from their water bowl. You know? I feel like every once in a while, I gotta go in and I gotta be like, you're eating too much food. You're getting too crazy. Stop it. Because prequel fans will always say, prequel haters make it their whole personality. I don't even hate the prequels. That's one thing that people don't understand about me. I'm not a prequel hater. Look at my fucking shirt, okay? I have dope ass little kid Anakin on my shirt. I like the prequels in my own sick and twisted way, but I also know they are not good, okay? You are allowed to say that you like them and they're dumb. That's okay to me. But when you say you like them because they are genius masterpieces, you're stupid to me. Stupid's a little too much. Not stupid. You just don't look at the world the same way as me. So I can't understand your perspective, you know? That's always been the brand of this channel. I like to talk about things that I like, and I like to criticize things that I like. I really enjoy doing that. I think it's fun. You know? It has been a long time since I talked about Clone Wars, yeah. I will actually just put on a few episodes of Clone Wars. I feel the same way. I like it maybe a little bit less, because like Dave Filoni has a different mark on the universe. One thing I gotta say, before we leave, actually, I gotta tell you one thing. I watched Ahsoka. I said that I wouldn't. Last video, I said I'm not finishing it. I turned it off. And I did turn it off. But after I published this video 12 days ago, I was like, let me watch it. Let me watch it and just to make sure. And that is, without a doubt, the worst Star Wars show, period. It fucking sucks. And if you get anything from me this year, I might make an Ahsoka Why It Sucks, because it is horrible. The only thing stopping me is I don't want to watch it again. I would have to watch it again and really think about it. So I don't want to, but I have things I want to say. So the top two maybes of this year are The Flash Why It Sucks and Ahsoka Why It Sucks. That might be it. So if you see those, don't be surprised. But that's it. That's it. Wait for season 2. Well, I don't know if we're getting season 2 anytime soon. They're gonna wait to see how the Mandalorian movie does before they start putting anything else out. You know, because I know if that Mandalorian movie does well, we are getting the fucking Filoni-verse movie right after. I know he's gonna fucking rush order that straight down the assembly line. He is just waiting for it. And everything that would be in Ahsoka season 2 is reliant on that movie. if it is going to exist or not, you know? Anyway, that's all we got to say. That's all we have to say today. This one took a lot longer than I thought it would. Honestly, we talked about less things, I think, right? But it was fun. I'll edit this down and put it on the channel. I have no choice. I kind of have to, because that's what you guys expect. And I told people I would. So that's all we got for today. You guys remember that the official cutoff, is the Spider-Man 2 video game. Insomniac Spider-Man 2. A weird cutoff. Kind of a stranger one, but hey, it is what it is. Batman is a 10. Everybody's been saying Batman's a 10. I've seen what you guys have been saying. Maybe. We'll see next time I do this in 5 years. Anyway. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being my friend. I am tired. I have a headache and I want to eat some dinner. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.